I think that's everything I need to do. I think that's everything I need to do. It might not be, but I'm pretty sure it is. If it isn't, then we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Darkest Souls of the games ever. Yes, good intro. Good intro. That's why you pay me. It's for intros like that. We'll be... I think, did we do last? We killed 4 kings, the 4 of them. We're here for some reason. Oh, you know what I said I was gonna do? I said I was gonna get some, how you say, a little bit of vocal fry for you fanatics out there. I was gonna go get some humanity. Humanity farm. Birdie, indeed. Indubitably, you could say. Indubitably. How's the bitrate? How does it look? How does it feel? Is it coming out good? What does the bitrate say? It says that it's fine. It says that it's fine. Where's the gold ring? Where's the gold ring? It looks good. It's great. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. How are you doing? How has your day been? Yesterday, I was lazy, and I hung out with my family instead of doing more stream. Played some video games, had a good time. Now I'm here. Quality is good, that's what I like to hear. We're going to be trying to get humanities. Oh boy. Oh boy. I forgot about that. In this game, you have to use items one at a time. You will pre-order, or you order Jedi Fallen Order. That game seems pretty good. I know you're playing it because you want to get closer to the Inquisitors you like. But I have also heard the game is good. I haven't tried it myself. It seems like right up my alley because it's kind of it's a Souls-like. It is a Souls-like video game with the Star Wars IP attached to it, which you think would be kind of a slam dunk for what I enjoy as a person, but I just haven't engaged with it very much. You know what I mean? Ninth Sister is the other one. Are the other ones in it? I think. What is it the first sister? I think she's pretty attractive. If we're going to talk about which members of the Inquisition are attractive, I think it's the one... Or she's second sister. I don't know what number she is. I just know that she gets murked. I just know she gets murked. I watched my roommate in college play through it. Way back when. I didn't watch everything of it, but I know that he played it. And that was enjoyable. Give humanity. Give humanity. Alright, we actually don't need that much. We have 15, 2 twins. We only need 1 more. But do I want to use my twin humanity? Yeah, I think I do. We can make our life easier on us. And just get through. The Ninth Sister also appeared in comic books. Isn't that where most of her lore is delivered in comic books? I remember reading a little bit of her Wikipedia page, after you mentioned her on stream, because I was like, I remember this character, but I know nothing about her. You want to buy all the comic books? Are they expensive? Are they still in print, or are they kind of like collector's items now? I know comics vary wildly from being like 50 cents to being like hundreds of millions and bajillions of dollars, depending on whether the comic is a collector's item and whether it's still in print. I don't know. Oh, you know what I should do? How many big chunks do we have? We have so many big chunks. We need to go see Andre. That's what we need to do. We need to go see Andre. You know how much they cost? Because you just want wife? Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I will pay any amount. You're the exact type of person that they're looking for. Bonk. Bonk. No. Oh, I'm still medium rolling. The costs of having to give up Havel's ring for the fat ring. Well, if I'm still medium rolling, I might as well just put on the Mask of the Child. I think we're going to start putting stuff into endurance next, because I don't want to medium roll, ever. Unless, if we are going full Havel monster, which we might as well. Doesn't really matter if we're medium rolling, I suppose. That's all, like, build nuance, though. Who cares about build nuance? Not me! Certainly not I! I care little for build nuance. I just play the video game. Just play the video game player. Have you ever seen, Ghost Stories? I don't know if it's aged that well. It's quite crass. But I loved it in middle school. I loved it in middle school. It was awesome. One of the only animes I finished, and only the dubbed version. Only the dubbed version. I have never seen the official version. Wrong. Wrong woman. Wrong woman. This is not the woman I wanted to see. Incorrect woman. You be gaming the games full of your wife, you collecting the comics full of your wife, and getting anything of your wife. What if she's my wife? You don't know that. What if I am legally married to the Ninth Sister? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. That's the thing. You know nothing about my relationship to the Ninth Sister. Correct response. Correct response. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a hot second. We're gonna be here for a hot second. Collecting. 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 This was one of the good changes in the remastered, let me be honest. This was a good change in the remastered. They allowed you to, use multiple items at once. Pretty nice change. Pretty good change. I have to admit. No more twin humanities. I think that's all the twin humanities in the game. I think we've used all of them. Isn't that sad? I mean, you can farm them later in the DLC. Whose Firekeeper Soul are we using? Ah, the Dark Moon Knightess. Yes, I would love to put the Dark Moon Knightess into my fire flask. That would be nice. Let's use the old witch's ring.
Oh, my dear sister, don't mind me. It does not hurt terribly.
Are you sure?
Enter a covenant again. Of course. Let me try.
Sucks that you find her dead body in Dark Souls 3. I don't know why they decided to do that to you. That you can just go to where her dead body is. And then it's heavily implied that the person hugging the corpse is Quaylana, the other sister who teaches you pyromancy in this game. Miyazaki, I don't understand what your intention was there other than pain. Other than explicit pain. Incredibly cruel. Alright, yes. I would like to offer... Oh, no. I forgot this was also one at a time. Oh, Dark Souls, you're the best. Dark Souls, you're the best. Another good change made in the remastered, I must say. Another good change made in the remastered, I must say. That these were all one at a time. Popping items, giving items, eating items. One at a time. So we're going to be here for a hot second as we establish a deeper covenant with our spider woman. How many spider women are there? How many spider women are there? You're so excited to see the ninth sister? Yeah. When is it coming? When is your video game coming? When you're going to be able to play it? Is it on Game Pass? Is the Jedi Fallen Order series on Game Pass? Is Xbox even going to be alive soon? Like, I feel like a lot of people are predicting the death of Xbox. That Xbox is going to cease to be. I'm wondering if that's true. If we're just going to see one of the industry giants die. I mean, you know, we're kind of in a... I feel like this current gaming situation, you feel eats you up, you ordered it, plus you're playing on PS4.
Thank you, Quayla.
Oh.
Quayla, my dear.
Hello, Inthafen, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
I still remember your beautiful, silky face. If only I could gaze upon it once more.
Don't say my face is beautiful and silky. I don't know if I like that. You're okay to be late. But European Robin fan's gonna rub it in your face.
Dear sister, but promise me that you will take care of yourself.
Look, I get it's the nature of the game, but it is a massive feels bad. You can't talk down Quaylag or Seath. It feels refreshing to be first. Yeah, usually Cobalt's first, but Cobalt is suffering from internet issues, which is very sad. I miss Cobalt. I hope Cobalt's well. I fell asleep in Cobalt's stream. I took a nap. I took a big nap. I hope Cobalt's well. It is nice to actually be able to talk to her here. Do you get the witch's ring by trading the sunlight maggot? Is that how you usually get it? You took your usual sleep. Are you going to fall asleep soon? If so, good night. Good night, good night, good night. I know that you're not that far off from my time zone, in all actuality. Covenant, allegiance, deepened. Offer humanity? Covenant? Hopefully, because you stayed up one day. Aww. I understand that. I went to bed at a weird time for me last night. I went to bed about 3 in the morning last night, which is a little bit early for me. I'm very nocturnal, typically. But I fell asleep at 3 in the morning and woke up again around 8 in the morning. So it was about 5 hours, which I can usually run on. But then I fell asleep around 5 p.m. again. Which I don't mind. I don't mind. I've been a little bit tired. Maggot for ring at Snuggly the Crow. Okay. Can you get another sunlight maggot? What do you get when you trade the sack? I don't remember what you get when you trade the sack. You went to bed at 8 in the morning, so you woke up at 8 in the evening. Hot stuff! Hot dog! Sounds fun. It sounds really fun. Zach gives the Beeman hammer, so we could get a second Beeman hammer. We can get 2, count 'em, 2 Beeman hammers. I don't know if we'll need that, though. There's no power stancing in this game, which makes it immediately worse than Dark Souls 2. You usually go to sleep at 12 a.m. Yeah, that makes sense. Unfortunately for you, that is also when I'm usually streaming. 2, count 'em, 2. Thank you for catching the SpongeBob reference. I speak almost exclusively in SpongeBob references. This is a true fact. This is something that most people should be familiar with at this point. My entire sense of humor is lifted from Steven Hillenberg. Dark Souls 2 mention!
Thank you, Quayla.
Covenant allegiance.
I'll be fine. I have you, dear sister. But promise me that you will take care of yourself. Goodbye, Quayla. Do be safe.
When are we gonna tell her that we're not Quaylag? Are we just gonna hold on to that beautiful lie forever?
You speak the tongue of the fair lady?
It's because I'm a witch.
Do not be ready if you try. There is no time for think. There is nothing to say except you should be prepared to face my wrath.
You should be prepared to face my wrath. I love that. Love that for him. We're not gonna kill the fair lady. Yet. No, I doubt we'll kill her this time round. I doubt we'll kill her this time round. Where are we going? Remind me not to change covenants now. If I change covenants, I will have to give her another 30 humanity. Remind me not to change covenants. Okay? Imagine if she could tell you if you use Quaelag's boss soul. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting that she straight up just, like, does not recognize that this is grape juice, not Quaalag. She doesn't know. She doesn't know that this is grape juice and not Quaalag. Should we tell her? Look at all of this fashion. Look at all of this fashion we have unlocked. There we go. Should be good for the rest of the game, this set. Havel's armor is unupgradable, correct? You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what, guys? You know what? Oh, I can't fast travel here. Never mind. Never mind. I had an idea, and then I immediately abandoned it. Both of the weapons that Quaelag's soul gives is actually really good. Both the Chaos Blade and Quaelag's Fury Sword are very good weapons. Highly recommend using either of them in any playthrough. They are good weapons. I like how the Silver Knights are not illusions. They're still there. You can never, ever, ever stop the Silver Knights from shooting at you on that narrow walkway. They will always be there. I think that's funny. But the giant sentinels are gone. Which means that if you kill Guinevere, you're kind of shortchanging yourself out of one of the best soul farms in the game. Which is big sad. It's pretty sad. Oh, hey, we can one-hand this weapon. That might have opened us up to a lot of tactical pyromancy. Not great damage from the combustion. Not great damage from the combustion. I don't like that. Not great damage from the combustion. I keep forgetting to unattune Poison Mist. Best spell in the game, baby. Those guys give less souls than the giant sentinels, and I don't know if I agree with that, chat. I don't know if I agree with that, chat. Okay, here he comes. I do love the trail on the red glowing eyes. I wonder how that's done. I really like that, actually. I think it's a cool effect. Boys, do that. You know what? For the lulz. Do you get poisoned? Are you easy to poison? Oh! Pretty easy to poison, actually. So maybe the poison mist was a good pull. It does so much damage to him. Very good. 3 damage per tick is amazing damage. Did we already have a Fang Boar Helm? Or was that our first Fang Boar Helm? We have 2 Gargoyle Helms. We have a lot of Hollow Soldier Helms. Hello? Hello? Oh, it's right there. Nope, that was our first Fang Boar Helm. That was our first one. Repair equipment. Repair equipment. Repair equipment. Thank you. Alright, Duke's Archives. Everybody loves the Duke's Archives. Best area in the game. Best area in the game. No one has any problems with Duke's Archives. Actually, I do think Duke's Archives is the best of the 4 Lord Soul areas. It is certainly the one that is most in area, right? Because you have, how you say, oh, headshot, nice. Headshot on me. I was congratulating the enemy for that headshot. He shot me in the butt. Like Shrek. We watched Shrek last night, by the way. What was I talking about before I got sidetracked? Who even knows? Who even cares? Oh, what areas are considered complete or not in my brain? It is definitely this area and New Londo. And New Londo is very short. Wizard Library. Correct, which is why the stream is titled, What If Harry Potter Was Good? Broken Pendant. That might be important. That might be important. What if Harry Potter was good? It would be the Duke's Archives. Don't move. No trident. No trident. I have already used quite a few Estus flasks due to the damage the crystal hollows are capable of performing. 400 is pretty good souls, I think. 400 is pretty good souls. Miyazaki is actually probably a big fan of the Harry Potter movies. I don't know if he read the books. I know that one of the things that inspired his work and his art is that he would read fantasy novels, like Western fantasy novels, but he couldn't speak English, and he would specifically have the English translations. So he would have somewhat spotty understandings of the novels that he loved, which is why Dark Souls, and the Soul series in general, is set up the way it is, where you get kind of this hazy connection to a very rich world. And I love that. I think that is amazing. I think that's really cool. That is an excellent way to tell a story, in my opinion. And it's what adds to the kind of like dreamlike structure of these games, and that everything you find is, or all the stories are told almost patchwork through bits and pieces of lore and, ooh, crystal straight sword. Bits of pieces of lore hidden away and tucked away in like item descriptions and stuff like that. Good storytelling technique, IMO. I think that's really neat. I think that's really neat. This guy is a fake and a coward. Don't eat me! Ah! I don't know if we should have been able to pull that off. Okay. Okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind that one bit. Very nice. I might clip that later. Maybe I can do something with it. I was thinking about doing like a Dark Souls, going through all my Dark Souls VODs and doing like a Dark Souls moments series. I don't know if that would be fun or funny for anybody who was actually here, but it seems like a good... You want a bird fact? Oh my gosh. Okay. The Hotsun chick has claws on its wings to help it climb. How's that for a bird fact? You like that bird fact? That's a pretty neat bird fact, I think. You ever heard of a Hotsun chick? I don't know. In Thafin, should we do the speedrunning trick? Ooh. Look at this loser. Is he also fat rolling? I think so. Ah! We poisoned him! We poisoned him. But we probably didn't need to. It'd be funny, but I think you have to go to jail. I have to go to jail? You're probably right, but do I want to lose my human form? Behold! My human form! The nuthatch is the bird that can go up and down a tree. That's what they call me in school. They called me nuthatch. No, they didn't do that. I'm lying. Sorry, I lied. They didn't call me that. Huh, a fog wall. I wonder what's behind here. Okay, bye. See you later. Isn't it hard? Just kill a guy when he show up and not scripted die because you're built different? Yep, I'm built different. I'm grape juice. I'm the mascot of this company, and I never die unless I want it. They use their strong feet and toes to keep their balance. That is cool. That's cool bird fact. Thank you for bird fact. That is a cool bird fact. All right, let's see if I pull off this, I mean, I could rare Ring of Sacrifice, couldn't it? Couldn't I do that? Couldn't I rare Ring of Sacrifice? Oh! 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 I forgot how to pull it off. Because the gates close. Do the gates usually close? I thought the gates don't usually close. Am I doing it wrong? Because you're supposed to roll off there, but I don't remember how. I might not be able to pull off the speedrunning trick because I don't remember how you do it. Which is a problem. You're supposed to jump onto the railing because the gate's closed. Good evening. You shall be lurking in the wings tonight. Likely we will be asleep within the hour. Well, I appreciate you dropping in to say hello anyways. How was your night? How have you been? It's been a little bit since last you've enjoyed the stream. I like your little first there. Say hello to the founder, everyone. Or one of the founders. We're just kind of goofing around. I'm kind of doing a lot of stuff onto the railing from the upper floor just as the elevator starts descending. Oh, I remember. Yeah, you're supposed to jump onto the railing and then jump off. Yes, you're correct. I remember. I remember now. Thank you for reminding me. It's like, oh, I'm gonna do the cool little speedrun trick and then can't even remember it. Fraudulent. Fraudulent streamer doesn't know anything about Dark Souls. Turn them inside out. Turn them inside out and show their insides to everyone for their transgressions. All right. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna max out our pyromancy hand. You've had a good day. This weekend has been full of good food and good company. That is more than what is needed to survive in this bleak world. I'm glad it's been full of good food and good company. I am not... Good night! Good night! If you're going to bed. I don't know if you were saying good night to Baritone, because Baritone might be leaving us. Both? Alright. Well, if you're going to sleep, good night. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for coming in. Because you took your sleeping medication. Come on. Come on. Prepare for perish. Prepare for perish. Very nice. Very good. We're gonna be killing these guys for a little bit to max out our pyromancy hand. I don't know how much souls that is, though. It's probably a lot. That's good damage. How about that? I hate how you get 20 casts of it, but it actually uses 17 on the initial cast, and then 3 on the cast afterwards. Who decided that? Why did you decide that, Michael Zaki? That doesn't make sense. I kind of despise that. I don't think that works. I think that's pretty bad. I don't understand that at all. Hey, dude. That was rude. That was rude. Alright, what spell should, or what ring should we have? I guess Ring of the Evil Eye? It's fine. Ring of the Evil Eye, it's fine. If we trade, we can get a little bit of health back. It's not necessary. The best thing to have would be the Silver Serpent Ring. But a couple of episodes ago, I forgot that we were trying to go get the Silver Serpent Ring, and I didn't go get the Silver Serpent Ring. Which, I mean, I could do now. There's nothing stopping me from doing that now, I suppose. The nature of RNG spells. It missed these three goobers. Yeah, normal Firestorm takes 8 casts. Why does it do that? Why does it do that? Is this character just big HP plus big bonk? It is a strength pyromancy build, technically, is what was voted on the poll on the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, you can find the link in my channel description. If you are part of the Discord, I sometimes do stuff like that, where people get to decide elements of our next video game playthrough through polls. Because I think it's fun and funny. It costs 17 to cause chaos to everyone, including you. I don't think that's real. I don't think that's true. I think that might be false. Recently, this is going to be a little bit of a non sequitur, but I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been watching Moist Crystal, Charlie, what's his last name? Is his last name Baker? I don't know. He has become quite an internet personality. He's kind of news for normies, I suppose, would be a good way to describe the channel. I don't know if it's a good way to describe the channel. It might even be an unkind way to describe the channel. But that's the way I feel about it, right? Wait. That Chaos Storm only costs 7. Never mind. I'm gonna give myself an aneurysm if I keep thinking about it. But, I used to watch him back when he was Critical, and he uploaded on YouTube. He was a Let's Player for like over a decade. It was around when I was in high school that he switched over to a commentary channel. I loved his Let's Plays of random games, and especially of horror games, because my man was unflappable, and I really liked that. I love horror, but I get scared very easily. So I like it when people play horror games, because then I can watch them and not be afraid. And he was very good for this. On the flip end, you got Markiplier, who I also like to watch his 3 Scary Games series, because he got so scared about games. And his over-the-top reactions would make me feel better about my more subdued ones. So, that one only cost 3! Was I interrupted? I'm kind of peeved right now, I must say. It's not consistent. Do you have to hold the button down? See? Chaos! It is pretty chaotic right now, I must admit. Am I getting cast back? No, there's no way. There's no way I'm getting cast back. I don't understand, and I'm a little upset. I don't understand, and I'm a little upset. But Charlie's playthrough, I say it like we're on a first name basis. Yeah, Critical's playthrough of... Yeah, I must be getting staggered out of it, right? That must be what's happening. I'm getting staggered out of it. That was a stagger. You don't care for Moist Critical? So many people think his word is gospel and it takes it worse and worse each vid. I think it depends on the vid. He is the most, I think, normie take in any situation. He will have the baseline opinion, I believe. He very, very rarely has hot takes. And that's why I'm like, he's news for normies. I don't really watch a lot of his commentary videos. I vibe that he's anti-AI. I will always be a fan of someone who's anti-AI. But he's not going to be hardline like any spectrum or which way to go, right? Like, he's not going to have the most inflammatory takes in any which direction. But of course, I don't watch most of his commentary vids, mostly because I'm like, yeah, no, that's the most normal, like, baseline take you could have about that situation. But I really like his video game playthroughs, and I specifically like his Resident Evil 7 playthrough. That has turned me, that's pretty apt, anti-AI is good. Yep, he is very vehemently anti-AI procreator. And I like that for him. I'm sure there are a million things I disagree with Charlie about. And that is fine. I just won't watch his commentary videos. Resident Evil 7 has quickly become one of my favorite, like, horror games. Just because of its, like, bizarre development history and the fact that it saved the Resident Evil franchise. I think that's really cool. I really like Jack Baker as an antagonist. I really like him as an enemy. I really like the setting as it being like a plantation house in Louisiana. And it still has the weird Resident Evil doors. Like, the way to open up the rest of the mansion is like this bizarre contraption that you also see in the Raccoon City, like, police department. And I'm like, okay, so in the Resident Evil universe, there is a company that specializes in esoteric puzzle doors. And you can get them to, like, install an esoteric puzzle door into your home / government building / dungeon. And they won't ask any questions. They'll just put an esoteric puzzle door that you need to break a statue in another section of the house to open. And it will have a bizarre riddle on it. And that's their entire specialty. And I'm like, that's incredibly whimsical. That is a good idea. I will start this company in this world. And, ooh, 100% murder rate. 100% murder rate. I will start that company. That sounds hilarious. I think I could get a lot of mileage out of esoteric puzzle doors. But Riddler and Jigsaw Doors Company Incorporated. But the only Resident Evil that I have played, actually, I shouldn't say the only, I've played two. I've played 2 Resident Evil games. I've played Resident Evil 2 Remake, not the original, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I've played Resident Evil 4. And I haven't beaten either of them because I got scared. Those might be good games to stream on here. Those might be good games to stream on here, but I get scared. And it's because I like horror. I like horror games. I like horror as a concept. But I don't like the brand of Resident Evil survival horror. Like, I don't hate it. I think it's really interesting. But I want to be able to fight and kill everything. I don't want to have to pick my battles. I want to be able to reduce every enemy in the game to find mist. And Resident Evil 2 especially requires you to pick your battles. You can't kill every zombie. And then Resident Evil 4 is more action-oriented. You're going to have to kill every enemy. But the tank controls, I am not good at. And because I am not good at the tank controls, I panic. And then I don't do very well, and I get scared. I think, what's the name of the big fish in the lake? Is it Delgado? Is Delgado the big fish? Because they're in Spain. They're in Spain. Without the S. And I'm pretty sure the big fish is named Delgado. But my only, like, brain reference for the name Delgado is Hoss from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, I believe he's from. Don't quote me. 4 is pretty good about being able to fight back. Remake is worth playing. And that's the thing, is that I kind of want to play the remake on stream. But I haven't played the original, so I don't know. But I haven't played the first one. I don't know if I should go through the original and then play the remake and directly compare them. Because I had enough knowledge about Dead Space to be able to give my full synthesized thoughts on the Dead Space remake at the end of Dead Space. And I thought that was good content. I thought that was good 10 minutes of talking about Dead Space. That would be a good, like, easy video, actually, to edit and clip. That might be a thing I need to go into and look at. But, I could talk about it. I could talk about it, and I could interact with it and make it a thing. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I would have to beat Resident Evil 4 twice in a row. And I'm very bad at sticking to games. You guys know I am pretty bad at sticking to games. I get bored. I get bored. I get bored pretty easily. So it's like, I don't know if it would be a good idea to stick to it and do that to myself. I don't know if I have enough souls to level up the pyromancy hand to full. I have 121,000, which would be a good couple of levels, I believe. This is the soul farm. This is the best way to soul farm in this game, I think. IMO. I think probably the most souls for not that great amount of time would be to clear out the entirety of Anor Londo, travel to the painting, clear out the entirety of the painting, then leave the painting and clear out the entirety of Anor Londo again. But that would also be incredibly arduous. And it would not be great for time. But it would be a lot of souls. It definitely would be a lot of souls. A soul still burns. Alright, how about we do one more and then go out of the painted world and travel to, what's his face? Quaylana, that's her name. But 4 seems like a good game. I like the remake's Ashley. Did you know that the original Ashley was voiced by the same woman who voices Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob? Do we have that lore in our heads? Is that something we know, chat? I find that lore very funny. That is very funny to me. That is good lore. I missed! How did I miss? He's a huge blob! And you can hear it. You can hear it whenever she's like, Leon! It's like, that's Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob. Because she just uses her Sandy voice. I guess that's just her real life voice. That's just what she sounds like. Nope. Bye. I should give Resident Evil 2 another try. I know it's good. I know it's good video game prompt. Ow! These guys hurt. Ah! Yes. I wasn't expecting you to aggro, but I'm glad you did, I suppose. Resident Evil 8, The Village People, The Village by M. Night Shyamalan, looks pretty good too. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of that game spoiled for me, though. It would not be a very, like, blind playthrough. It would be one that has a general understanding of what's going on. Also, I'm pretty sure one of the bad guys in it is named Heisenberg, and, that's Breaking Bad. That's Breaking Bad. So, I'm not going to be able to take it very seriously. But there's werewolves in it. Actually, on the subject of Resident Evil 8, let's keep circling there. Let's keep circling there. I'm gonna let this cutscene play because I have an awesome hat. Pop up. That was my fingers. I hope you heard that. Oh, so scary. So scary. On the subject of Resident Evil 8, one of the most important cultural exports of the Resident Evil series was the big vampire lady in Resident Evil 8. How do we feel about the big vampire lady, chat? Heisenberg is voiced by Neil Newbin. Whoa! That's another piece of lore that I will not be able to get out of my head. Because Neil Newbin is our favorite vampire. Ah! My back! Neil Newbin plays Victor in Warframe, and I cannot unhear it. He sounds a lot like Astarion in that role. So Heisenberg of Breaking Bad was voiced by Astarion from Baldur's Gate. Whoa! Whoa, you love Lady Dimitrescu? See, that's the thing, is that by all means, Lady Dimitrescu should knock off a lot of my boxes, right? By all means. It's like, if you take what she's made out of, she is an 8-foot tall vampire woman with old-timey clothing and knives for hands. And she has a great voice. She kind of talks down to you. She stabs you. These are all things that should, you know, check my boxes. And yet, I just don't care much for Lady Dimitrescu. I cannot bring myself to view her as one of my favorite antagonists of the Resident Evil series. I just don't find her that hot. I by all means, I should. Do you mind spoilers? A little in chat, mostly for people who might want to play it. But she just doesn't rev this engine, so to speak. I'm sure that there's some lore that is important towards her, but I don't know everything about the game, but I have quite a bit stored away. But I will, maybe I'll watch a playthrough of it or something like that. I don't know if I've decided if I want to play it blind or if I want to have previous knowledge. I haven't decided yet. Resident Evil does a lot of things that 4 did, but in cool new ways. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that I feel like Resident Evil 7 was more based off of, like, Outlast, that kind of horror game. You know what I mean? That kind of, survival horror where you're really on the back foot. You're just some kind of loser guy. And then the DLCs really upped the action, where one you play as, like, Chris Redfield, and you can absolutely murk the mold. And then you play as Joe Baker, and you just punch him to death. And you wrestle gators. And it's like, that's where you get your action-packed DLCs. But then Resident Evil 8, I feel like, is way more action-packed than Resident Evil 7 is. So it does kind of go the way of Resident Evil 4. I'm wondering what that means for Resident Evil. Did Resident Evil 9 come out? I feel like people really like it. There's another Resident Evil, right? Because people are thirsting over Leon again. Leon! Are they thirsting over Leon again? I don't know. I don't know if we're thirsting over Leon again. I'm pretty sure, because I saw the Singing Zombie. 9 did come out, Requiem, and I heard people liked that one, right? Like, people are fans of Requiem? Or at least fans of Leon. People are big fans of Leon. The Singing Zombie would do me in, though. I saw a short about the Singing Zombie on my YouTube Shorts. Everybody loves YouTube Shorts. You very much want to pick it up when it goes on sale. Yeah, it seems good. Resident Evil seems like a good series, or they've picked up their stride. They hit their stride. I know Resident Evil 6 almost tanked the series. Like, Resident Evil 6 almost killed that series. Oh, one of my favorite things about Resident Evil 7 that I think is very funny is that in Japan, Resident Evil is known as Biohazard. In the United States, Resident Evil is known as Resident Evil. Resident Evil 7's tagline is Biohazard. So in the States, it's known as Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Whereas in Japan, it is known as Biohazard Resident Evil. And the 7 is in the title for both Resident Evil and Biohazard. In the United States, the 7, I think, is Roman numerals in evil, between V, I, and L. And then in Japan, the 7 is the numerical 7 in hazard for the Z. Very clever, Capcom. Good job. Capcom, right? Capcom is a Resident Evil. You also know 9 has really interesting blended survival horror in the gray sections and action fast-paced combat in the Leon section. So they're trying to do, and they're doing it, I think, pretty well, actually. That certain characters get action and certain characters get slow survival horror. And, like, I feel like that's a good idea for the Resident Evil series. Yeah, Chris Redfield should be able to punch a boulder. That's funny. Yeah, Joe Baker could punch a zombie in the face. That's funny. But Ethan? But Ethan and Grace? I don't know who Grace is, but apparently she has slow survival horror. That's cool. That's a good way to do it. That's a good way to cater to both of your fans if you make both gameplay fun and well, which they have plenty of experience doing now. So, good job. And it sets it apart from other survival horror series that are pure survival horror or horror games that are pure action. Going from 4 to 5 to 6 is like reaching a mountain peak and then tripping over a rock and then getting trapped in quicksand. 7 was the rope you need to get out of quicksand. The series was almost dead. The series was almost dead. There would not have been a Resident Evil 8 if 7 did not do well.
I thought you would perish.
And I think that's kind of cool that the series survived because Resident Evil... did I get enough souls? Chat, you can beat me to death with hammers. I didn't get enough souls. Is Pyromancy plus 5? Pyromancy Flame plus 5 it? Is that the highest rank Pyromancy plus 5 goes? Or does it get to plus 10? How many eatable souls you have? You want to see? They're all boss souls. They're all boss souls. Back to the Painted World. Ascended is plus 5, so we only need 40,000 souls. We only need 40,000 souls. I mean, I could eat all my boss souls, but what if I want to finish Knight's Honor on this character? Can I link Dark Souls to retro achievements? Get bonked, sucker. Yep, I'm getting bonked, everybody. And not in the fun way. Oh, man. I goofed that up. That's embarrassing for everyone involved. But that's okay. That's okay. We're doing okay. We need to go get 40,000 souls. And then from 40,000 souls, we should be able to ascend to plus 5. And then from plus 5, we'll be able to actually go do the rest of the game. How about that? How about that? And I think I'll just die to Seath and use a rare ring of sacrifice. So that I don't get cursed. Yarg! I'm cursed! To quote my favorite line from Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Alright, where are we going? Painted World of Ariamis. The Painted World. You're kind of nettled. You just found out a good video essay on how dogs became man's best friend was AI generated. Oh, that is so sad. I'm sorry. Dark Souls is not on retro achievements. Then burn down the whole website. restart. It's not good. Website sucks. I'm very sorry about that. I know that specific feeling of betrayal. And it's sad because it's like you want to like the thing because you're like, oh, that was well made. And then you find out a robot did it. And it feels like a betrayal. And I've sat with that feeling before because it's like, why do you care so much if you enjoyed it? And it's like, because I care about human effort and ingenuity, and I care about the person behind the art. And if there wasn't a person behind the art, then what I know I watched is not a human being's effort to talk about dogs. What it was a person putting a prompt into a machine that stole a bunch of other human beings' effort to write about dogs. That's sad. It makes me upset, so I am sorry that happened. It's like I remember when I was in artwork and videos are a two-way communication. The consumer and the producer. Exactly. All art is. All art is. That's the big thing that gets me about art, is that AI cannot in any meaningful way create. It cannot on its own make something out of its unique circumstances. It will always be theft. Whether of someone else's written words or someone else's visual art, it will always be theft. And that's wrong. That is the opposite of why one should create. One should create for the joy of creation and the joy it brings to others, not for the simple consumption of finished product. I wish people enjoyed the process and not just the outcome, is basically what I'm saying. We need a world dedicated to process and not outcome. You learned after moving on to a video about AI, about cats, that it was AI generated. And it's going to get harder and harder. It's going to get harder and harder. Not to be a doomer, but it's going to be almost impossible to tell. Or, like, straight up impossible to tell. That's the thing. I remember someone talking about it. I thought it was actually really poignant. Is the idea that, like, visual evidence is just dead. We can no longer trust visual evidence. I mean, it had a good run. It had a really good run. Almost 200 years of being able to trust our eyes. Visual evidence, being able to use video or photographs in court. Can't do it anymore. Visual evidence in the news, photojournalism, can't use it anymore. It's dead. You cannot trust your eyes anymore. Very sad. Incredibly sad. And I don't think the world has caught up to that conclusion yet. I don't think people realize that you cannot trust in your eyes anymore. Seeing is no longer believing. We're gonna have to go back to the journalistic days of prior to the invention of the camera. Which might be healthy, actually. We're just gonna have to restart with the internet. We're just gonna have to destroy it. Don't worry, guys. I'll put my streams in the newspaper. You can watch me there. That should be fun, right? But I'm sorry that happened, Nikki. I know that specific feeling of betrayal. I know that specific feeling of betrayal. I remember reading about it in college because, you know, when I was in college, I was taking a class that was literally titled "The Humans Are Dead." And it was about AI and creativity and about what it means to automate creation. Can a robot truly be creative? And I'm very glad I took this back in 2021 because there, you know, AI was still very young then, and it wasn't the oppressive monster that it's being made out to be today. And there was a guy who was specifically writing about it, that he is a Bach scholar. Bach is one of his favorite composers of all time. He adores Bach, and he remembers hearing this piece on a classical music network, and he's like, I don't recognize this piece. It's Bach. It's clearly Bach. And it moved him to tears. It was a brand new piece that he thought he had never heard before, and it moved him to tears. And then the host said that it was an AI algorithm that was trained on Bach, making a brand new piece in Bach style. and he felt a specific kind of betrayal. That how dare this robot move him to tears? But then the question was, if it was enough to move him to tears, is it not art in of itself? And it's like, I would argue no, because even though it matches Paul Tillich's dimension of what art is, right? Because Paul Tillich described art as anything that opens up a level of reality within yourself, and I really vibe that definition of art. And it seemed to open a level of reality within himself because it moved him to tears. It was still without intention. The robot did not intend to move him to tears. It was simple. It was a simple mathematical algorithm that took the collected works of everything Bach ever wrote, which, let me tell you, is a lot of works. Johann Sebastian Bach wrote a lot of work, and then regurgitated it out for him to listen to. He was moved because he thought it was Bach. He wouldn't have been moved if he thought it was a robot. You know, you were curious about how much Mrs. Norris, in a sense, the relationship between a cat and a human is a collaboration. Mrs. Norris gets food, water, and sick pad to craft in, and I get lowered cortisol while she purrs in your lap. Yep, I'm wondering how much my cat loves me too. He seems to enjoy me. He purrs like a motor when he sits on me, but I also bother him. But you think art also fundamentally requires to come from a creator's own dimension of being? And I think that's the big thing, is that the robot cannot engage in art because it cannot choose to create. And when it makes art, it is doing it from the leftover meat and spittle that you fed it, right? You just realized there was actually an episode of Voyager that was commentary on AI, Star Trek Voyager. There was a article in Cyberpunk 2077 that I remember watching on the TVs in that game, where they gave like the best author prize to an AI generated author, and I'm like, they're gonna do that, guys. They're gonna do that. That's gonna happen pretty soon. With how much like businesses and corporations suck AI, they're going to give world's best author or like a Pulitzer Prize or something to an AI. It's gonna happen. Claude is going to get it, right? Claude or ChatGPT is going to get that prize, and we're gonna have to reckon with that. That is going to happen. It's not going to deserve it, but it's going to happen. And I see a lot of that argument a lot, where it's like, well, the AI, you know, is engaging in the same thing that humans do, because all creativity is theft. And it's like, yes, humans are not capable of being truly original. They will be influenced by their environment, and by what they enjoy, and by what they grew up with, and what media they consume. They will absolutely be influenced. But just like how every human being is unique, every piece of art is a unique representation of that human being. And no human being could have come up with that specific blend of influences and creation, right? So no, it won't be truly unique in the sense that no one else has ever seen this building blocks of tropes and stuff before, but the human being that created it is unique, and the sensibilities that they created, the sensibilities of the art that they created, is as unique as they are. In it, there was a purely logical race which viewed human pastimes as lowbrow. When they heard the Doctor, who is an artificial intelligence, sing opera, and the species turned music into music math algorithm. We did that too. We did that too. Listen to some of the stuff that the modern era composers came up with. Math as music was really popular in like the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, especially after like the atomic bombs dropped and stuff. That was a big musical movement. The Doctor argued that what they're doing wasn't art. Paul Tillich would agree, actually. I thought this was really interesting. Paul Tillich, of course, argued that any art is anything that is art is something that opens up a level of reality within yourself. He then goes on to say that math cannot be art. And I was like, that is an interesting hill to die on, Mr. Tillich. That is a very interesting hill to die on, Mr. Tillich. I think math can absolutely be art. You saw the stuff that Euler was doing? I don't know if you guys know Euler, but That man was an artist when it came to math. I think math can absolutely be art. Philip Glass. Yep, Philip Glass. Oh, wait. I wanted to talk about this, guys. Am I allowed to talk about this? This is not Dark Souls. I'm sorry. Okay. Look at this. Okay, I did this quiz this morning. I did this specific quiz this morning, and I was like, oh, can I name 100 classical composers? I wonder if I can name 100 classical composers. So I did it, and I named 11, and I felt so bad about myself. I was like, but I did music history and everything. Well, let's see what this quiz considers a classical composer, okay? You got 10 minutes to name 100. Let's play. Let's play. This isn't Dark Souls anymore. Haydn. There's Haydn. Beethoven. Okay, well, Beethoven kind of straddles the line, but, you know, he is kind of a romantic classical composer. Mozart. Yeah, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, the Doctor as was Data. Is Doctor and Data related? I only know Star Trek through the Star Trek Taken Out of Context. The Star Trek Taken Out of Context videos that Sora Nova uploaded like 8 years ago. You may know Sora Nova as the person who learned Blender to make that one Alduin Dragon video. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I'm losing time. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Firmly classical period. Firmly classical period composer. Beethoven, you can argue. Haydn, you can argue. But what about Bach? Bach is the Baroque composer. There is no... They also have his son here, Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach. Bach is the Baroque era. In fact, the Baroque era is considered to have ended when he died. That is how Baroque Bach is. Okay? Okay. Who else do they consider a Romantic era composer? I was like, well, maybe they consider William Byrd. Another Baroque era composer. I think he was Baroque. He might have been even earlier than that. He was like Queen Elizabeth II. They were both artificial intelligence. However, the Doctor was a hard light hologram made of a copy of a human man. Data, on the other hand, was a handcrafted AI android that learned to understand humans on a deeper level. Who was the one that went, smell, tell me more, father? That's the only thing I know from the series. So, William Byrd is the guy who got a music monopoly in Queen Elizabeth II's England, because he was such a good composer. Him and I think Thomas Tallis. By the way, Tallis is not on this list. Sag. Okay. Liszt. Franz Liszt is squarely a Romantic era composer. Okay, most people get Romantic era composition very confused with classical period. It's not the same, but okay. You know who else they consider a classical era composer? Richard Wagner. Mr. Wagner. He is a modern composer, guys. He was alive in the 30s, if I remember correctly. He was alive in the 30s. You know who else they consider? Where is he? Igor Stravinsky. Stravinsky as a classical composer. Who else is on this list? You guys remember me talking about Aaron Copland? Considered a classical composer? Handel is also a Baroque era composer. Classical composer is when I write instrumental music before I was born. The thing is, do you know when Aaron Copland died? Aaron Copland died in 1990. We have color photographs of Aaron Copland. You cannot say your composer is classical if you have color photographs of the man that you say is a classical composer. That is not, that does not work. That does not work. I remember I was like, Faure is not on this list because he is squarely a he is squarely a romantic era composer. And it's like, nope, there he is. There's Gabriel Faure. There's one of my favorites. Who else is here? Give me some composers. Just give me any. They're probably on the list. Because we got Bizet. Oh, Schumann. Schubert. Mendelssohn. Is that both Schumanns? Is it only one Schumann? Where's Clara? This list might be sexist. It doesn't have Clara Schumann. Did I get Bizet? Yep, there's Georges. You guys, everybody knows Bizet. Have I done Vivaldi yet? There he is. There he is. What's the guy who wrote that book? You know the one, the book that did all the music. The book that did all the music. Everybody knows the book that did all the music. Not Palestrina, the other guy. He's really important for music theory. He wrote the book on it. I'm pretty sure he's on this list. I'm actually interested for the number 5 slot. I wonder who's the number 5 slot. Okay. But, like, you can't say these guys are classical composers. They are from all... I think it's people getting confused with the actual classification of classical as a distinct era and of classical as this nebulous idea of all them Mozarts running around in their funny wigs. Correct! That's exactly what's happening, but it's still wrong, right? Like, look. Classical composers... It's an image of Bach! They didn't even use Mozart, who is an actual classical composer and who is at the top of the list. Oh, you know who is on this list for sure? Johann Pachelbel. Everything comes back to Pachelbel. Everything comes back to Pachelbel. And then everybody knows Bizet because his most famous work is Carmen, the opera, which has the L'amore ton was horrible. Everybody knows that one. Also, you should try Eric Whittaker. Eric Whittaker. He is not on here. I wonder if nope, there's no Erics. There is no Eric Whittaker. That would have been so funny, though. I would have lost my mind if Eric Whittaker was on this list. I never... I spelled his name right. Rachmaninoff is on this list. Rachmaninoff is on this list. I mean, 23 out of 100. I'm probably not gonna get a lot of them because I never remember the names of dudes until I look at their names and I'm like, oh, I know this guy. I can name exactly where he was and what he did. You know, Mendelssohn, actually, one of the fun facts about Mendelssohn is that he's the reason why Bach, or he is one of the major reasons why Bach is remembered the way he is. Because after Bach died in 1750, a lot of his music just kind of went away. And a lot of his stuff just disappeared. Mendelssohn, and I think like 18 something, was the guy who decided to do like a big Bach composition because his teacher was a big fan of Bach. And his performances of Bach brought Bach back into the European conscience as the amazing composer that he was. And I think that's really fascinating. We could have had Bach be like an obscure extra in history if it wasn't for the fact that Mendelssohn really liked him. Brahms. Brahms is number 5. I sang a Brahms piece once. So hab ich doch die ganze Woche. I sang a Bach piece once, or a Brahms piece once. I also sang a Bach piece once, but everybody is saying a Bach piece at least once if you have ever been in choir. Your problem is that you know nothing about like any of the actual composers or dates or stuff like that. I was always thinking better aural. One of my strengths, one of the things that I was best at is being able to hear something and go, that is Romantic era. That is Classical era. That is Baroque. I am so good at listening and going, that is the style of that time. That is one of my strengths. What's the guy who did Debussy? Debussy. Debussy is on this list. Claude Debussy is here. And he is also, like, him, Grieg, and Fauré are squarely, like, late Romantic era composers. Early modern composers. I mean, I'm pretty sure Claude Debussy was composing into the 1900s. Same with Fauré. I'm pretty sure I performed one of his pieces that was from 1901. Yeah, I did try Claude Debussy. He absolutely should not be on this list. Yep. Like, most of these... Aaron Copland died in 1990. He should not be... Oh, wait. Camille Saint-Saëns should not be on here. Dvorak should not be here. Rossini actually should be here. Rossini is a solid classical era composer. I can't believe I forgot about Rossini. I sang a Rossini piece in high school, and that was very fun. Strauss should not be here. Shostakovich should not be here. Gustav Mahler should not be here. Johann Strauss Jr. should not be here. Berlioz? No, not really, I think. Sibelius? Hey, people know Sibelius, right? He's the namesake for the music writing. Rimsky-Korsakov should not be here. Gershwin! George Gershwin! Mr. 1940s George Gershwin. Mr. I write music for the Second World War, George Gershwin, should not be here. Bartok should not be here. Purcell, maybe. I actually don't know about Purcell. Bruckner should not be here. Gluck should not be here. Offenbach. Leonard Bernstein should not be here. Leonard Bernstein should not be here. Scarlatti, yes, should be here. Monteverdi, that's who I'm thinking of. Claudio Monteverdi. How many of you know Claudio? How many of y'all are up Claudioing your Monteverdi right now? Paganini. And then a lot of these guys I actually just straight up don't know. Holst absolutely should not be here. Gustav Holst absolutely should not be here. Schoenberg absolutely should not be here. And then for most of these people, I don't know. Hugo Wolf. I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys because it pissed me off. It made me really mad. Alright, we can go back to Dark Souls now. Oh, man. I hope there was nobody who came in during that time and was like, what is this guy going on about? Yeah, I care about that a lot. Taxonomy is kind of important, guys. Like, in a way, it is absolutely does not matter. Taxonomy means nothing. But there are real, like, musical trends that you can track and walk through, right? You can look at these composers and realize that they are of the era that they are in. Right? And then to be like, yeah, you know, just lump them all together. Yeah, Rachmaninoff and Mozart made the same music. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, Monteverdi and Schoenberg had similar ideas about how to use counterpoint. Yeah, sure, they had similar ideas to what music should do. Sure. Also, I have overshot how many souls we need. And that is my bad because I was talking about AI. Let me pull up the Twitch. There we go. Let me pull that up. Oh, man. I like Debussy. I think Debussy is good. Oh, you know who else was on that list that I forgot to mark? Eric Satie. Most people know Eric Satie. Because Satie did the Gymnopédies. I don't remember how you pronounce it. but everybody has heard them. They're great background music. And that's the thing, is that they were like saying acoustic pop is just German opera. Both are just music, right? Like, they're both the same genre, right? Hyper pop and punk is the exact same. And neither genre's fans are gonna get mad at me for saying that. No, like, Eric Satie, a lot of people know Satie, but they don't know Satie. I think my favorite thing about the Gymnopedies, or Gymnopedies, or however you want to pronounce it, or maybe it's not pronounced like that at all, and I'm just falling into the trap of, I read it before, but I've never heard it pronounced. But, he specifically wrote those pieces to be background music. They were not supposed to be listened to. His opinion on background music was that background music was felt, not heard, and you didn't sit down and listen to it. Which meant that, for him, people sitting down and listening to, especially the one that goes, ba, 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 ba. Like, that one is so famous. So many people know that one because it's used as a backing track in so many YouTube videos. And he would get so pissed off at the idea that people listen to that song for fun. He would get so mad that people would want to listen to that all the time. I find that hilarious. Like, man, calm down. People like your music. Brother, they like your music. Imagine writing background music so good that people want to sit and listen to it, and then getting pissed off that people want to sit and listen to your music. That's not the point. It's such an artist thing to do. It is such an artist thing to do. I can only imagine an artist being that way, right? You're not listening to it right! Ooh, large Titanite shard. That's going to be great for when we max out the large club. That guy's actually a pretty good farm for large Titanite shards. Not that we need another farm for large Titanite shards. We're in a pretty good place for them. Also, you can just buy them from the Giant in Anor Londo for like 2,800 souls, which is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, you could get a bunch. I think you could get like 10 out of a couple of runs at the fountain. And I think you only need 9 to max out a weapon. And you only need them for normal weapons. Music should be felt, not heard, and I miss the brief and get confused and make music subharmonic frequencies running at 300 decibels. Yes! No, that is definitely what some composer would do in, like, 1955. I have created the wall of sound. Is it music? Music? It is the wall of sound. God, I love music history. Especially when they started to get funky with it. I do have to say, though, I think it was Schoenberg was doing, like, a guest lecture at a music college, and the students there were getting mad at him because he was just doing counterpoint over and over and over and over, like basic counterpoint, and making them do basic counterpoint, and they're like, when will you teach us to make music like you do? And he's like, this is how I make the music that I do. You must master this so that you can then learn how to break its rules. And I'm like, you know, real. You made an opera where the whole gist is you're physically getting punched by the sound itself. Wall of sound! You should listen to some of those pieces, though. They're actually genuinely really affecting. I think one of the most affecting pieces that I have ever had the disservice to listen to was, I think, the souls of those at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I think was the name. It was a piece made in 1950 that is very hard to listen to. It's like 10 minutes long, and it's very hard to listen to. Another one along that lines, I think it's called like Suicide on an Airplane or something like that. And it is also a pretty rough one to listen to. That is, of that style. That is, those guys going, how can we make music as uncomfortable to listen to as possible? And I respect it. I really respect it. That's pretty awesome. Like, you know, do your thing. Knock it out of the park. I respect it. Now I got the Gymnopédies number 2 stuck in my head. I think that's number 2. It might be number 3. Hostile architecture, but it's sound this time. Incredibly easy to do. I don't know why everybody wants to get sonic weapons. They're, like, sonic weapons are being used a lot to break up, like, protests and stuff like that, because they're quote-unquote safe to use. And it's like, yeah, you know, scrambling someone's internal architecture with sound sounds completely safe to use. That sounds like a really good thing to do to people. Well, we don't shoot them with bullets, so it's completely safe to do. Okay. Sure. Whatever makes you feel better about it, I guess. We have 143 poise. Rusted iron ring. Rusted iron ring. I wanna go fast through the swamp. It bothers me that the hand maxes out at 230 magic adjust. That is a weird number to max out at. Like, 250 makes sense. 225 makes sense. Those are good magic adjust numbers. 230? Are you sure? You want to max out at 230? Why? Why would you want to max out at 230? That's weird. That's a weird number to max out on. IMO. IMO. Strange. Strange, even. Hey, Inthafen, while I'm leveling up my hand, I'm going to send you to Ad Hell. Bye. 230. That's why. That's why. That's why you're going to Ad Hell. Why? Why? Alrighty then. Bye. Don't worry, it's so that you don't get ads later. Not that you can hear me.
I was expecting. The Witch of Isolith. Please, do not speak. I abandon now and pretend.
Dude, I'm trying to talk to this woman, and you're totally harshing the vibe, brother. Are you still alive? Ugh. And mosquitoes. Very good. Very good. Sorry, you were saying about the Witch of Isolith?
Ah, you. I applaud your diligence. But what have you brought for me? Pyromancy is, but remember, all I would hate. Pyromancy is the, but all I would hate.
She abandoned her mother.
No luck. Well, young pupil.
Well, that's her. Max out. Yep, I sent you to Ad Hell so that you wouldn't get trapped there later on. Because, they were about to play.
Ah, Pyromancy, but I would... No luck. Well, but do not...
Alright, we maxed out her store. We maxed out her store. We never have to talk to Quaylana again. We probably will, I think, one more time, just to see if she has anything new to say. I am interested in that idea. I don't know if she will. But we will see. We will see. Whew! Video games. Video games are pretty awesome, guys. I'm a pretty big fan of video games, is what I've discovered about myself. I like them. I think they're great pieces of art. They are wonderful works. And they deserve a little bit more respect, IMO. They deserve a little bit more respect. People put a lot of great work into these wonderful little things. I was gonna warp. Kind of like not in a great place for rings. Even with the Havel ring, we mid-roll. Or fat roll. Even with the Havel ring, we fat roll. Which is not ideal, I must say. It is not ideal, I must say. There's really not much in the way of rings we could use. So, Chloranthy ring, my beloved. Chloranthy ring, my beloved. Undead Parish. We gotta give Andre of Astora some embers so that we can max out our weapon. Not that our weapon is lacking for damage. We could probably finish the game with this plus 10 hammer. Plus 10 hammer. But, you know, it's more fun to have a maxed out weapon, is it not?
I'm just an ox.
He'd give his left arm for a gem like that.
Thank you mightily for that. Now, just leave the rest to me. Andre of Astora gets the job done. You shall see.
Sure. What do you think about the theory that he was supposed to be, like, one of Gwyn's children? I'm pretty sure that's a theory, that Andre of Astora is supposed to be one of Gwyn's kids, like a smithing god or something, and he was gonna push aside the thing in Firelink Shrine to let you go deeper into the shrine. Interesting idea, I think. Never came to be. Never came to be. Dragon's Tooth! Dragon's Tooth! Dragon's Tooth! That's so many spears. We have a lot of spears now. Is there a Moonlight Butterfly Horn uses a spear as a base, right? If you want to use Moonlight Butterfly Horn. Because Moonlight Butterfly, for some reason, has a boss soul and makes boss soul weapons. Makes a couple of boss soul weapons, actually. Yeah, wait. Let's do that. Let's do that. Attune Magic. Get all those spells out of there. Fireball! I love the butterfly horn, one of my favorite. Yeah, it is weird that a lot of the boss weapons in Dark Souls 1 never return. And, like, that's sad. I find it sad that, no, not Chamber of the Princess. I always do this to myself. It needs to be Hannah Orlando. I always find it sad that, the Quelaag Fury Sword never came back. Chaos Sword comes back, but not as a boss weapon. Quelaag Fury Sword never... Is Quelaag Fury Sword in Dark Souls 2? I don't think so. The Golem Axe never comes back, so no Wind Blasts. None of the Moonlight Butterfly weapons come back, so not the Crystal Ring Shield or the Moonlight Butterfly Horn. Gwendolyn's stuff comes back, but I guess it's because it's tied to a god. Sad that the other stuff come back. Only the Chaos Blade comes back in 2. Chaos Blade comes back in all 3 games. Cool for the Chaos Blade. Sucks for everything else. I don't think Artorias' shield comes back. Gwyn's sword never comes back, which is great. Yeah, that is weird that the Great Lord Greatsword never comes back. We never see the Great Lord Greatsword again. That's bizarre. That's strange. I wonder why that is. That's interesting. Would have been cool if it did. but it didn't. So whatever, I guess. Chat goes over my big hat. I really like that. Chat is on the background of chat is on my big hat. My biggest hat. But not as big as Big Hat, Big Hat. I might need to do more farming of souls to finish out like Griggs and Logan's quest, unfortunately. Griggs and Logan. Should be... it's not that much more damage, is it? Oh, I'm missing every time. It really isn't that much more damage. Ow. Ow. That freaking hurted. But we heal so much that it doesn't even really matter. Like, that is just a ridiculous amount of healing. Ow! Ow! We need it, though, because it's also a ridiculous amount of damage. Especially because those guys are getting buffed. Okay, we need to get this guy while he's... We don't want him to teleport. There we go. Unless these guys just have, like, ridiculous damage reduction, and that's why. Holy bejesus, guys. You can deal less damage, you know. You can deal a little bit less damage, you know. Ha! 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 Sorry, that was a little bit of Tower Knight leaking out. Hot Demon Souls reference for everyone who participates. Ha! 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 Meow. Ha! Da! Da! Dee. Hey. Hey. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's go talk to Seath. Let's go talk to Seath, the Scalers. Dun 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 dun. Hopefully we don't get coist. What is my armor with the best curse resistance? Is it Dusk Set? I'd rather not get coist. 26 curse resist. I'd rather not get coist. Yeah, 52 on the skirt. Wow. Okay. Painted Guardian Hood has some coist resist. Dingy Hood has some coist resist. 20 on the... whatchamacallit. Dingy set has better curse resist. Is there anything with better curse resist than that? I would rather not get coist. Nothing has better curse resist than that. 52 is going to be a hard thing to beat, though. I don't think there's anything that has better than 52. Yep. Okay, this is technically the armor with the best curse resist in the game. Best curse resist is having soft humanity. This is true. But I used all my humanity on the fair lady. Okay. Yep, the eyeballs are certain. Yeah, why are you blinking that much? Why do Dark Souls characters blink the way they do? They, like, blink 90 times rapid instead of blinking at regular intervals. Alright, kill me quick. I don't want to get coist. Yeah, see, there we go. I really like his theme, actually. I think his theme is awesome. It uses very good instance of crazy xylophones. What ring was I gonna put on? Yeah, let's do a little bit of wolf ringing. Now let's wear my favorite set in the game. We're gonna wear a little bit of the dingy set. This is my favorite set in the series, and it only is in this 1 and 2. Yarg! I'm cursed! Rare xylophone not meant to be skeletons. This is true. Usually the xylophone represents skeletons. Not so in this case. In this case, it represents a weird dragon. A weird fairy dragon. Heroes of Might and Magic 3 for anyone in the audience. Fairy dragons? Yes, no. Fairy dragons? Yes, no. Are we a big fan of fairy dragons? I liked all the different random dragons that were in this game. Dead. Give me your item. I like that that guy dies due to any damage. Oh, here's a lovely sound effect for everyone. I liked that he curls. Pisacus. I like that he curls his neck around the lever to operate it. That's a very fun thing. He curls his neck around the elevator, or not the elevator, the lever. That's the word I'm looking for, to operate it. This track always reminds you of the ambiance in Forge World. Interesting. I can't say that I am too well versed with the ambiance in Forge World to be familiar with it enough. I didn't play a lot of Forge World. I never really liked Forge as a game mode. I know some people adore Forge, the ability to make your own maps and your own stuff, but I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. You spent so many hours in Forge World. Yeah, like certain people, it was basically like Halo Minecraft. Ow! She picked me up and then stabbed me with her tendrils. They make the same death sounds as the crows in the Painted World, and I wonder if that's just asset reuse, or if there's supposed to be like a connection. I'm pretty sure it's just sound reuse, like asset reuse, rather than it being like, oh, you know, they have similar vocalizations to the crows in the Painted World because they are blah-de-dee, 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 blah. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's what the goal or the intention is, but it is fun to speculate about. Free the hollows, so that we may slay the hollows. Item. Item. Archive prison extra key. You know, I've never played a Sonic game. Or, I shouldn't say that. I have played Sonic and the Black Knight, but I have never played a Sonic game to completion. Uh-oh! My friends, look who is here. Why is she running away? She's gonna beat me to death with her fists. Our dear friend Rhea of Thorland has hollowed. She has lost all hope and is now a dangerous hollow, lost in the archives. She had 7 humanity on her, which means that she had the humanity to not go hollow, but she didn't have the willpower. She lost herself to despair. Rest in rip. Rest in power. I saw there was like a friggin' Amazon listing for a rest in power camo casket for humans for $1,500, and I was like, oh, I should probably buy that. I never know when I'm gonna need a rest in power camo casket for humans. That might be really necessary at some point. But yeah, I think it's interesting because, you know, your character can quote-unquote hollow. They can go hollow, but they don't ever, like, hollow. They never go hollow the way the other characters do. And I think it's confirmed with Rhea that she had 7 humanity on her, but she still went hollow. Hollowing is a state of mind, similar to beasthood. Maybe. Who are they trying to hide the casket from? The ground. And here we have two cowering Pisakas who are sobbing. Why are they sobbing? Why are they crying? Why don't they aggro like the rest of them? They also do not fight back. And when they die, they drop soothing sunlight and bountiful sunlight. Well, let's read soothing sunlight and bountiful sunlight. Special miracle granted to the maidens of Guinevere, princess of the sun. Restores high HP for self-vicinity. The miracle of Guinevere, the princess cherished by all. Grant their blessing to a great many warriors. Granted to the maidens. So, Rhea, a maiden of Thurland, is kidnapped and put in the archives. The Pisakas are crying in the corner. You kill them, they drop miracles only granted to the maidens of Guinevere. Put two and two together, huh?
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas,
I'm very glad they just made healing spells heal other people without needing to be Princess Guard. Yeah.
the archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge, so close but just out of reach. The thought of
I hope you guys like this backing track.
die. As a student of the arts, you understand me. Hello again. Alas, I'm in the thought as a student.
I don't have your key yet, sir. Let me go turn off that annoying music. You know what's the funny thing is that once you turn it off, you can just turn it on yourself. I don't think any enemy turns it on again, but you can go and turn it on yourself. You're allowed to do that. You can totally just go and do that. Isn't that awesome? If you ever want to hear this awesome track again. Also, these are the snake men from Sen's Fortress, and I'm wondering if it's because Seath made them? Did Seath make the snake men? Or are the snake men just kind of like mercenaries for hire that populate places that are important to the gods? I don't know. I don't know. Archive, tower, giant door key. Snimmen. No, the Snimmen were snail women, and they were before Orphan of Kos. That's different. All men become fish. All women become snails. I still don't have your thing, bro.
Again.
Bye. How much poise do I have? 40! I have 40 poise. WD-40. I think, let me see if I can find my usual outfit for this armor set, because I think it looks cool, is this. I like this a lot. This is my usual Dark Souls fashion. You can't really see it in this lighting, but I think it looks cool. I'll switch it out for the Black Knight once I get there. But that's what I usually wear. Because I think it looks cool. We're so fast. We have to walk all the way up to the top. Unfortunately for everyone involved, we have to walk all the way up to the top. 6, 7, 8. You love the dingy set? You love that in Dark Souls 2 with physics and everything? You just wish it wasn't locked behind New Game Plus? It is so weird that the dingy set is locked behind New Game Plus. I don't understand why that is. It doesn't make sense to me. It is a little bit odd. It is a little bit strange. Door. Ah! Hollow! Ooh, humanity. But you see what I mean by the Dark Souls fashion? I really like the way this armor set looks in conjunction with all this stuff. This is my favorite Dark Souls fashion. Alright. Door. There's a floating door in the distance. It says, "We're open all day." I don't know why there's a floating door in the distance, but it's a visual glitch that you can see easily. Floating door in the distance. This game is unfinished, everyone. Did you know that? Did you know that? Game's unfinished. You know, we haven't talked to Rickert of Vinheim at all. We have yet to say a single word to Rickert. Oh, no, he's doing his dance. That dance uses the same sound effects as the Flood in Halo 1. Because Bungie pulled a lot of stock sound effects, and so did FromSoft. Basically, what I'm hearing and what I'm understanding and what I think I'm figuring out is that stock sound effects a good game makes. If your game uses stock sound effects, it is immediately pretty good. This is truth. This is the only truth that could possibly be gleaned from this coincidence. No other possible explanation can be made. Scary, man. Are you gonna drop a bow? Yep, drop the long bow. It's the longest of bows. The bow is so long. Wow. I didn't know your bow was gonna be so long. No, we're fine with that. We don't need that. We can put that in the box. We can put that in the box. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we'll put that one in the box. That one's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I like the rainbow sparkles that come out of the crystal hollows when you beat them to death with a big hammer. Happy Pride, everybody! The rainbow sparkles. Ah! We have so much humanity now because we beat that woman to death. Poor Rhea. Thanks for the humanity, though. God, guys, I'm sorry. This is just peak fashion. I love it too much. I love it too much. I mean, what's stopping us from doing some dumb reinforcement of armor? Armor deserves to be reinforced, right? Like, we can agree on that. Armor deserves to be reinforced. I'm not going to use this materials for anything else. Happy Pride! All crystal golems are gay. This is true. Miyazaki said so in some random interview that I'm not going to bother linking to because I'm making it up. Happy Pride, everybody! Golems are gay! That's pretty good stats, actually. We're getting that to pretty darn good stats. And if we wanted to, we can max out the Silver Knight set, which would be pretty good stats as well. Because 211, what is the Dingy Robe comparable now to? I mean, that's really good magic resist. That is really good magic resist. Well, look at that. So the Dingy Robe plus 6 is at 3 pounds, but almost offers similar damage resistance to the brass armor. That's funny. And that's not okay. That's like, oh my gosh, it actually offers similar resistance to the unupgraded Elite Knight set, which means that it is now similar to medium armor. That is the reason why armor upgrading did not come back later in the series, because it is kind of ridiculous. It doesn't make much sense. It doesn't make much sense at all. It's a very silly thing to do to your armor. Soul of a brave warrior. Please stop shooting me. Please stop shooting me. I would like to get less arrows in my body. Speaking of arrows, we watched Shrek. I think I said that earlier, but it was a non sequitur type thing. I was going to talk about Shrek. Shrek the First is a good movie. Dare I say it, Shrek the First is a good movie, and not in a ha-ha funny way. It's just a decent film. Like, it's a well-made film. Sue me. I think that they did a good job with it. The film is fun. It's got a good, like, plot. It's got good characters in it. It's fun. Good job, Shrekstifer. You made a pretty decent film. It's got a lot of, it's pretty infinitely quotable, which is really important for a comedy movie to be. This is the thing about upgrading armor, though, is that to get a plus 10, you need Titanite slabs, which means that you want a full set of plus 10 standard armor. You need 4 Titanite slabs, which you're almost never going to be able to get. Dark Souls 2 armor giving you near physical damage immunity and actual elemental immunity. That's the thing, is that, like, there's a reason why it never came back, but it is heartbreaking that it never came back. Like, I understand, I know why, but come on, FromSoft, let me break the game with numbers. FromSoft, I just want to break a little bit of game with numbers. I think I deserve it as a treat. I deserve to break the video game using numbers. Can I fast roll soon? 122. That's pretty close. 122. We need a couple more levels in, how you say... Yeah, don't shoot me. Oh. They didn't need to shoot me, they just needed to smack me. Let me play with a couple numbers. I actually buffed every single armor piece in Dark Souls 3. I have turned Dark Souls 3 into an unrecognizable game. Not through the Cinders mod. The Cinders mod does similar things. But I have no clue how Cinders did functional poise. I want to know what magic they committed, what sins and what god that they must have been in close contact to in order to do the things they did to Dark Souls 3. Because I want to do things like that to Dark Souls 3. The biggest change I want to make is to make Vitality like a thing that is worth investing in. Because I just don't think it is. And I don't know how that would be done, other than making Vitality give more carry weight per level. Because right now, it gives no carry weight per level. Hey, is this the beginning section? No, right? It cannot be. This has to be somewhere else. No, it is. Huh. Okay. Interesting. But there was something that stopped you from going this way at the beginning to get that bonfire, wasn't there? I don't remember. I don't remember. I might be wrong. I don't remember. I might be wrong. Because I'm pretty sure you have to die to Seath and do the whole prison thing, right? Easy, take away carry weight from an added endurance and have Vitality only increase poison resist. Yeah, I think that might have been done by a different game. I don't know which game did it, but that feels similar to something that I've played before. No, I'm panic rolling. Okay. Oh, sad. That was bad. I should have just chugged. I should have just chugged. That was bad. I did the wrong thing there. I should have just chugged. I was like, this is... I'm getting peppered by very high damage projectiles from very many different places. And I am having trouble dealing with the fact that I am getting peppered by high damage projectiles from many places. That's one of the big things about the Duke's Archives that I think is the hardest part about it, is that the damage is very high. The damage is very high. That's kind of the thing about finishing out or getting all the Lord Soul stuff is that you're going to be fighting enemies that can do a substantial amount of damage to you for free. This is with good magic resist, by the way. Because I am also wearing the Dingy set. This is with pretty decent magic resist. That guy's so gonna get it when we get to him. You do really appreciate the Eldarin combined stamina and equip in one gun, but you do kind of miss them. I know! Why did they make the beta version have strength increase carry weight, which is really cool because Dex has a lot of hidden increases. Dex increases casting speed. Dex reduces the amount of damage you take from falls. Like, Dex has so many hidden increases, and having strength increase carry weight makes a lot of sense for strength builds, because strength builds are typically going to be carrying much heavier weapons and wearing heavier armor in order to give those heavy weapons chance to attack. It makes perfect sense for strength to also increase carry weight in conjunction with equip load, because you're going to be carrying both. And Dex being a common stat for casters to increase because it increases casting speed. Like, it just made sense. It made sense, Bront. It was a good idea, and I don't know why they dropped it. Maybe they thought it would be too strong. Maybe they thought your equip load was going to get too high. But then they added the Feather Talisman. And the Feather Talisman is very strong. Not the Feather Talisman, the Feather Tier. The Feather Tier. So it's like, well, we don't want people to get too high of an equip load for, like, maybe PvP balancing or for PvE balancing. Also, lol, here's a tier that makes you fast roll in whatever you have, even overloaded, for, like, 3 minutes. Hello? Why did you decide that? That makes very little sense to me, from Soft Yulon. I don't know. Sometimes games make balancing decisions that confuse and upset me. And I like balancing. I think balancing is really interesting. I like systems. I like systems of balance. I like figuring out why things work the way they do sometimes. Come on, drop your channeler's trident. Jerk. Actually, I was thinking about it because I've been playing a ton of Darktide. And I don't play Darktide at the highest level. I am not a Havoc Maelstrommer, so take everything I say with a massive grain of salt, because I am not balancing to the tippity top of the people who play that video game, right? Like, those are people who are very good at the game, who they don't need to listen to my bad ideas. But I have some opinions about the video game that I was thinking about. And specifically, I was thinking about, the new Skitarii class came out, and it's very good. It is not bad by any means. It needs a few touch-ups here and there in the talent tree, but that is not out of the norm for Fat Shark. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Just a few things that I would change. My problem that I am having with the Skitarii is kind of just a general problem I've been having with the game as of late, specifically in conjunction with grenades. Blitzes in general are kind of a hot button topic in the community as of right now, about using grenades and what are the etiquette around grenades and why do they even exist the way that they do and what purpose do they serve for blitzes and stuff like that. Like, because you gotta spec into them, right? Like, you got to build into your blitz. They take points out of your talent tree, which means that you kind of want to use them. And sometimes they actually do have a lot of synergy with the class that you're playing. You have beef with Vanguards. I will get to them. I will get to the Vanguard. But, so my specific, Symbol of Avarice. Wow, rare drop. We got a rare drop. Sorry, I got distracted. But specifically, like, a lot of them have things with your build. Like, one of my favorite builds to run on this Skitarii Is it rare or guaranteed? It depends on if that was the last mimic in the game. If that was the last mimic in the game, then it was guaranteed. If that wasn't the last mimic, then it was indeed a rare drop. So we have to figure out if that was rare. If there are any mimics left, then that was a rare drop. If it was the last mimic, that means it was guaranteed. As in, is this our last mimic? Yes. I don't know if this was our last mimic. So, Golden Knight! Sorry, that's how the Golden Knight says her line in Total War Warhammer 3, and it gets stuck in my head. So, like, you want to use your Blitz, and one of my favorite build for the Skitarii is the Arc maxing Skitarii. Voltaic Shout, Arc Grenades, Arc Rifle, Arc Maul. I really like that build. I think it's very fun. Ooh! We got laid out with the super uppercut. Nice! That was awesome. No, okay. Okay, let's recenter, guys. Let's recenter. I really like the arc build. I think it's really fun. I love killing things with my arc weapons. But one of my big problems is that arc grenades, they're good. They're good grenades, right? They have good utility, they have massive range, and they can kill things pretty decently. I have been saved several times by arc grenades. I know they don't do a lot of damage, especially on, like, Auric or, like, Havoc. But again, I don't play at that difficulty. So, at the level I play, they are pretty decent. And they're supposed to, like, one of the best things... I love sticking a service goal after my... Yep. Oh, hello.
It wasn't terrible in there, but I could hardly move. I must think of some way to repay you. Oh, have you seen my father? You wouldn't miss him. A suit of armor just like mine. Thank goodness. I knew he was here somewhere. Well then, now I must find him. Thanks again, truly. Now if we'll just stay put and keep out of trouble.
I really like her delivery.
Thank goodness. I knew he was here somewhere. Well then, now I must find him. Thanks again, truly. Now if we'll just stay put and keep out of trouble.
Alright, so this is her face. This is, Sieglinde. Sieglinde. She is, obviously, we're a little bit close. She's got a mole on her cheekbone. That's kind of fun. She is, the daughter of Siegmeyer, right? Like, that's who she is. And the thing about that is that she is supposed to be, or at least her face is. I'm not getting a good look at her face, unfortunately. You see her face in there? She is supposed to be modeled off of Emma Watson. Remember when I said that Miyazaki was a big fan of the Harry Potter movies? She is supposed to be modeled off of Emma Watson. If you ever look at her face, they didn't do a very good job. Yep, weird thing to come back to. It's a little bit of Dark Souls lore. A little bit of Dark Souls lore. They didn't do a very good job, but it's the limits of the system. Anyways, yeah, you said that your favorite Blitz is the Servo Skull, and that's because it's the best Skitarii Blitz. And that's because the best Blitzes are the ones that you can regen. This is just like true across the board. Those are the best Blitzes. The worst Blitzes are the ones you cannot regen, which is almost all of them. And it's because Blitz pickups, especially on higher difficulties, are very rare. You're not going to be able to find a lot of them. And even worse, you're going to have to share them with the rest of the squad. And there's no guarantee that the randos you're playing with will be able to share them with you. And also, or will even want to. Also, everybody builds into their Blitz. Of course, everybody wants to use them. But not all Blitzes are made equal. The veteran who's spamming smoke grenades is not going to have the same level of value from their Blitz as the Hive Scum who's throwing the Chem Poppers. The Chem Poppers are of greater need. So, like, I feel like they need to make some changes to blitzes, and I don't know what they would do to make those changes. My personal, because blitzes are strong. Blitzes are pretty good. They can save a lot of situations, and certain blitzes can absolutely turn the tide of the game. However, I think that blitzes should go on cooldown. I think they should be a cooldown ability based on the specific blitz and not a pickup. Maybe pickups would make your cooldown go faster. But as it goes right now, you are mostly not going to be able to use your blitz. And that feels bad. That is a feels bad. I wish that that wasn't the case. But it is. But it is. I don't know. I don't make the game, and I don't balance it, and I know it's not their vision for what the blitz is. But right now, there either needs to be more blitz pickups or more ways to regenerate your blitz than there is in the base game for blitz to feel good and useful to build into, right? Because you never know. And if I look at my team, and my team is all people with blitz that are on a resource, I'm like, well, I'm gonna use my grenades and then never see them again, because I know someone will be hoovering up all the blitz in the area like a vacuum. They're gonna eat all of them. And it's like, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. You built into it. You want to use it. Totally fine. I understand. I understand I get it. I absolutely get it. But also, I would like to throw my arc grenade more than once, because there's a penance I need to turn off enemies' guns using arc, and it is not easy if you can't regenerate blitz in a really good way. And it's weird that Skitarii are not capable of doing it anyways. And also, probably one of the worst blitz in the tree is the shield, because first of all, using a defensive blitz in the first place is a hard sell, because Darktide is about killing enemies. It's about being as efficient at killing enemies as possible. Here she is.
Oh, hello again.
Hello.
We're managing quite well, aren't we? But I haven't found my father yet. Have you seen him? Really? Then I must be off. I'm sorry he's caused you trouble. He has a knack for that. If you just stay put. Really?
Fun fact about Sieglinde. She is not undead. She has the one life. If she dies on this quest, she perma-dies. So her chasing and gallivanting after her father proves that she is a much better knight than her dad. Because she is doing this with no retries. If she goes down, she's done. I like that lore bit about Sieglinde a lot. That is a really interesting lore bit. Does anybody know where Ingward shows up in Firelink Shrine? Do I have to talk to him in Ghostland again? Or does he show up in Firelink Shrine without me after I kill, the Four Kings? I don't remember if he's like, well, I have nothing to do here. You did it. You killed the Four Kings. I suppose I should find a new place to end up. But I don't know if he does that, or if you just talk to him and he ends up here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really talk to Ingward after I kill Four Kings most of the time, but I know he can end up here. You can get some permanent residents of your Firelink Shrine, and you can get some that leave.
You sorry fool. You could not be the chosen one. Enough. I shall slumber. You sorry fool. You could not be the chosen one. Enough. I shall slumber. You sorry fool. You could not be the chosen one. Enough. You sorry fool. You could not be the chosen one. Enough. I shall slumber until I am awake.
Wait, what happens if you manage to reduce his health bar to 0? I missed him a lot, so I didn't get to do it. But he kept going, "You sorry fool. You sorry fool." Does he have a... Does he die when he reaches 0? Or does he just not... Does he just not react to the fact that he reached 0? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, Sieglinde will now go look for her dad. Where do we need to go? Why did I come back here? I came back here to talk to Sieglinde, but there was also something else I wanted to do. There was something else I wanted to do. Hey, Seeker, how are you doing? You don't think he can physically die? I don't think so either. I know he has a death animation, but it doesn't play. He also has attack animations, but those are unused as well. Those are unused as well. I think this is top tier Souls fashion. Doing excellent. Hope you are as well. I am doing well. I am playing Dark Souls on a Sunday night, and I am enjoying myself. I was telling everyone earlier that I think this is my favorite Souls fashion in the series. I don't think it ever gets better than this. One of my... I was going to talk about Vanguards, right? I was going to talk about Vanguards. The reason why Vanguards suck is because it doesn't feel like Fat Shark knows what they want to do with them, right? Like, they know. They've said what Vanguards are intended to be. But what they are intended to be kind of goes at odds at how they play, right? How they play against. Because they... have just way too much numbers. The numbers are too high. They need some adjustment in the numbers to be able to become fun. Or they need to be adjusted to become elite enemies. But they specifically said they want them to be chaff. They want them to be quick and easy enemies to kill. And it's like, okay, then why aren't they quick and easy to kill? Why aren't they quick and easy to kill if they're supposed to be chaff enemy? They don't feel like chaff enemies, I must say. They feel quite difficult to get rid of. That shield is just really rough to get around. And it's weird because Fat Shark has proven that they know how to make shielded enemies work. They did it in Vermintide. There's a lot of shielded enemies in Vermintide that are pretty decent at being played against. They're not bad at all. But for some reason, the Vanguards just suck. They have too much health. They have a 50% damage reduction on their head, which is just an utterly bizarre decision. I don't know why they decided that that was going to be a good idea. Because it really isn't. Like, you shouldn't be punished for getting around their shield and hitting them in the head. Ow! That hurt. That hurt like the dickens. Where do I gotta go to go back to... What's his face? Over here, right? I need to go see Big Hat Logan. I wonder why they call him Big Hat Logan. No one even knows why they call him Big Hat Logan. It might be because he's emotionally unavailable. Ah. Do you have to die? Like, you can do the shortcut skip, but why is the shortcut skip necessary? Do you have to die to Seath? Ow. I am taking a lot of unnecessary damage. I hope everybody's okay with that. I don't remember a lot of the pathing of this area, actually. I have no memory of this place. Like, I have a vague memory of how Duke's Archives goes. I shouldn't say I have no memory of this place, but it is a little bit spotty compared to my knowledge of other Souls areas. It is not as well versed as I am at everywhere else. Especially getting to, the scary tower. Ow! You do a lot of damage, sir. I think it's on the other side, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Probably down towards the bottom, actually. Is it not? Oh, another crystal straight sword for when my other crystal straight sword breaks. Very exciting. Crystal weapons are very interesting weapons, just design-wise, because they cannot be repaired. They will eventually break. But one way that you can cheese that is when you upgrade a weapon, it reaches its max durability again. So if you don't want your crystal weapon to break, just keep upgrading it once. So, like, it gets down to almost breaking level, make it +1. It gets down to almost breaking level, make it +2. It gets down to almost breaking level, make it +3. And then you can keep your crystal weapon for a very long time. But I've never done that strategy because I just don't care about crystal weapons. The crystal halberd is one that I've used before, though, actually. Because you get that from a mimic, I believe. Where is it? Where do halberds go? I'm trying to navigate this area while also be... Ow! Okay, fine, I'll find it later. Where the frick do you go to get, to where... It's not there. It must be up there. Ugh! Sorry. I'm trying to path this, area with no memory of how you path it. My bad! Don't shoot me. I have used the crystal halberd before because you get it, I think, from a mimic chest in Anor Londo. There it is. And it does very good damage. That's the gimmick of crystal weapons, is that they have pretty decent scaling and very good damage. Highest damage out of any weapons in the game, in fact. Like the crystal halberd has amazingly good damage. But the problem with them is that they perma-break. Meaning that if you use one... Yo. Yep, there we go. Ow! This is where I need to go. Some people swear by them. I know that the Crystal Demon's Great Axe is the highest AR you can get out of any weapon in Dark Souls 1. Crystal Demon's Great Axe is the highest AR you can get out of any weapon in Dark Souls 1. Have you ever seen this, Seeker? Door. Have you ever seen that, Seeker? Door. Floating door. I don't know why it's there. I don't know what developer shortcut they took to put that door there. The good old floating door. Who knows why it's there? Alright, let's go free Big Hat Logan and get another, Firekeeper Soul. +7 is a very interesting max upgrade. This game has very interesting max upgrades. 230 Magic Adjust is a very interesting max upgrade. Demon's Great Hammer. 345 being its max damage number is not that bad, I guess. It's pretty decent. It's not amazing for a B scaling hammer, I must say. Wish it had a little bit higher AR, but that's okay. That's okay, I'll make it work. Though, getting 309 plus AR is rough. I don't like that. That's a bad number. I forgot that they come back alive! Okay. Yeah. Yeah, hi, ladies. Gonna have to go through this pretty slowly. Oh, hey, 3 for 1. I love setting women on fire. These ladies seem to have the hots for grape juice. How's that, huh? How's that? One-handed deep gray hammer plus flat rolling. This is a medium roll. Thank you very much. This is a medium roll. There you go, bud.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm saved. That makes twice. I must be sure to repay you. I will visit the archives. If I discover any new spells, I shall share them with you. Prepare to be impressed.
By the onward march of sorcery. So be it. So be it.
Hello. Don't mind me. Go on ahead. I'll head out soon. I wish to lay down my plans before I visit the archives.
Okay, whatever that means. Whatever that means. And there we go. Yet another evidence that all Seath does is kidnap women and kill them. That was a Firekeeper soul. Firekeeper soul. Soul of a long-lost Firekeeper. Each Firekeeper is a corporeal manifestation of her bonfire and a draw for the humanity which is offered her. Her soul is gnawed by infinite humanity and can boost the power of precious Estus flasks. It can be used to gain humanity and restore HP at the cost of losing the Firekeeper's soul to reinforce Estus flasks. Don't use your Firekeeper souls, it's not worth it. That's so tragic. I know! They keep killing women on this month of all months, but at least the Crystal Hollows give us Pride sparkles in celebration of the month. Happy Pride, everybody. How you doing, Jake? Yeah, I'm guilty of that. At what point have I ever killed a woman? For $1, name a woman. I love that. I don't know if anybody has seen that video. I love that woman. I love that woman. I love that clip. You attacked that nice tail lady outright? Oh! Priscilla? She doesn't count. She's an abomination. And the illusion of one, illusions of women do not count. You are totally allowed to rail against the illusions of women. Okay? Yeah, it doesn't count. I am going there. It does not count. This bonfire is cut off from the others. It cannot work. That's okay. That's okay. We'll make it work. This bonfire is cut off from the others. It cannot work. Give me a real woman that I laid low. You can warp from that bonfire if you access it from behind the bars? What do you mean? 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 If I use it... Wait. What are you talking about? Wait. Go away, Snake Man. Go away, Snake Man. I'm learning horrible things about this video game. Go away, Snake Man. Brass Firekeeper, attack me first. I did not know you could do that! Ow! Snake! But you have to be fast, because the Snakes come for you. That is such cool tech! That is such cool tech! Thank you for that cool tech. I'm really excited. That's awesome. I did not know that about this video game. Ah! Animation invincibility. I did not know this about this video game. You gotta do it fast. Okay. Well. Yeah, otherwise you get bit by a snake man. That is crazy. Thank you for that sweet tech. That's awesome, actually. Yeah, that's awesome. I am really excited about that. I did not know. I wonder why that is. Are you literally bound by the bars? Why is that? How did FromSoft do that? How does that work in the game's internal logic? That is fascinating. How are you doing, Jake? Have you recuperated from the Symphony of the Night stream, or did she just finish? Did she play until she beat the game? Cold. She played late, didn't beat it? Okay. Okay. I was wondering. I was like, I don't know if you the new castle is large. Yeah, I know that she seemed to be waffling between the idea of beating it or letting it die. Which I understand. I totally get that. I was talking about earlier because I've been turned into a Resident Evil. She's gonna beat it now. Well, I mean, sunk cost felony. But she enjoyed enough to play like half an hour. Oh, wow. She is enjoying that game. Good. Good. I know that's a fan favorite. You got some... She got some new people who were there just to watch it, it looked like. Ow. Oh, stuck in ads. Sucks to suck. More than some costs. It's a really good game, too. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I have never... I'm not big on Metroidvanias, though. I'm not, like, a big platformer fan. I don't go out of my way to really enjoy them whenever I get the opportunity to. Pick up item. Blue Titanite chunk. Very nice. Very nice. And the plus side, she's going to visit Bloodstained because it renewed her Metroidvania interest. That's good. That's good for everyone who loves Metroidvanias. Before that, she thought, oh, interesting. I know they're not my thing. I cannot be converted. I'm just not a big, like, how we say platformer fan. Moonlight Butterfly. Moonlight Butterfly. I just never really was super into them. This is a really cool area. I like this area a lot. This is a nice... I mean, you like Wind Waker, and that's the most Vania kind of Zelda. I do like Wind Waker. But it's the 2D aspect. I'm not a big fan of 2D type, like, side-scroller games. So 2D platformers and stuff like that. It's not so much the layout. I don't mind the layout, obviously. I love Dark Souls. I love the layout of this game. I love interconnected areas and backtracking and all that fun stuff. I'm just not a big fan of 2D, like, platformer-esque games. Please don't hit me again. Okay. I want you to get stuck in an animation. Okay, cool. Not a problem. I don't know if he respawns. You guess this game is inspired all the... Yep! Yep. This game... I'm so sad none of the other Souls games do it. I mean, Dark Souls 2 kind of does it, but it has 4 linear paths, really. Rather than it being, like, one giant interconnected mess that's awesome to play. Lizards! I kicked it. Aw, sad. I missed the last lizard. You're kind of staring at one one of the huge players of video games of all time. You should mention that I play all video games all the time ever. No. We don't have to hurt me. I'm a lovely individual that we don't have to hurt. Actually, I don't know if these golden crystal golems respawn. Where is the, how we say, path? Except this strange aversion to 2D that you mentioned. I don't really get why I hate them. I just never play them. I was never a big 2D platformer fan. I guess maybe I just didn't grow up on them or anything like that. They never tickled my fancy. Okay. I think we follow, what does this one say? Imminent fall. I don't know, do we trust that? I think I trust like that. Nice. Easy game. That's why they give you like 20 prism stones earlier, so that you can walk to the end. Seath the Scaleless. This is a very good place to farm both Purging Stones and Twinkling Titanite. I farmed a ton of Twinkling Titanite from these crabs, clams, beasts, in order to upgrade a lot of my armor once upon a time. They're also not that bad to kill. Ah, but there's a lot of them. There is a lot of them. And, Let me just mid-roll away. No. Whoops. I shouldn't have said anything. What's your favorite game? That is a really good question. I'm really bad at favorites because I want to say a lot of them. But I think I will have to say that this game might be my favorite game of all time. If I had to put one at the top, Dark Souls is a very important video game to me. Dark Souls, I really love the Halo series, especially the original Halo trilogy, with Halo 1 and Halo 2 having special places in my heart. I really like the Heroes of Might and Magic series. I know that's not one that a lot of people are familiar with, but I am a big fan of Heroes of Might and Magic. But if I had to put one as the top, it would probably be Dark Souls 1. I love Dead Space. I love BioShock. You're a big fan of Metrovanias, though you think that's just because you love Splorin. And they're the best Splorin games there is. They absolutely reward Splorin. Ones that for spirit, but very 3D and very focused on using 3D, would be like immersive sims. Huh. May enjoy those quite a lot. The Heroes of Might and Magic games are good fun. What's your favorite Heroes of Might and Magic game? What's everybody's favorite Heroes of Might and Magic game in chat? If it's 3 every time, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, but it's completely understandable. My gamer tag is a reference to Heroes of Might and Magic 5, actually. You can see it on my whole Halo VODs. My old Halo VODs have Heroes of Might and Magic 5. Total War 3 Kingdoms. Very good choice. Probably 3 or 5. Those are they basically use those mechanics. They do, and that's why I really like Total War Warhammer. It's basically I got a Heroes of Might and Magic, but it is Total War, or it is the Warhammer series, and I like that a lot. I wish Heroes of Might and Magic got big enough that it could use other IPs, but it didn't. And 3DO is dead, so long live 3DO. Long live 3DO. I've never played Total War 3 Kingdoms. I know it's good. And I should play it because I love Total War. That's the guy that killed me. It's all good, just play Age of Wonders. I've never played Age of Wonders, actually. I played Age of Empires. I like Age of Mythology better than Age of Empires. Screw me. I love Age of Mythology. I especially really like the new Age of Mythology re-release where they're adding DLC and stuff to it. It's very good. It is very good. It's basically Heroes of Might and Magic with a little blend of Civilization. I have so many hours in Civilization, I am straight up trash at it. I am bad at Civilization. I love playing it. I love the music in particular. I am a big fan of the music of of Civilization. Civilization has baller music. I am not good at Civilization. That just reminds you that Wolong is getting I actually really like Wolong. Here's my favorite thing to do to Seath the Scaleless. He is immune to damage. Unfortunately, he cannot be hurt by damage. He just instantly regens it. Until he breaks that crystal, and now he is no longer immortal. There's a crab in here. There's a couple clams. No, don't hurt me. There's a dragon. Why do you guys care about me? My frames! Why did you take my frames away, sir? This guy can curse you. Ow. 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 Dragons are weird in this world. I don't understand why he is, like a weird starfish alien dragon, like a fairy alien starfish dragon. But I'm okay with it. I think it's cool. I got double hit by that hitbox. Yeah, he's taking my frames! Messed up how Miyazaki made a boss that can't be killed. Something, something, futility, something, 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 or another. Yep. Miyazaki is giving us a lesson. A lesson in, what it means to truly go insane. Now we get to enjoy that run back. I do really good damage. He is just, he double hit me with that tail flailing. I want to cut off his tail so that we can get the weapon. The best weapon in the series. I need the weapon, chat. Isn't the weapon the name of the Cortana clone in Halo Infinite? Who beat Halo Infinite? It wasn't me. I did not beat Halo Infinite. Sorry. That all ties back into the fact that Xbox might die. They killed like a ton of their studios. Which is really sad. They killed a lot of their studios. And that's the thing I think is so tragic, is that as each industry homogenizes and they just, all the bigger companies gobble up all the little companies, all they do with the little companies every single time is force them to release like 1 or 2 mediocre games and then kill them because those mediocre games performed poorly. And then you just get more and more and more homogenization of the industry because all the little companies are gobbled up. It's really tragic. Yeah, Microsoft is the worst. That is the name of... They presented a Ninja Theory game and then they got killed. Microsoft is the worst. Sony is the worst. Nintendo's pretty bad too. They all just gobble up all their competition and then kill them. And I don't know, man. I'm pretty anti-corporate. I think that has been pretty established. I'm pretty anti-corporation. I'm anti-government. I'm anti-corporation. I'm anti anyone telling you what to do, pretty much. I'm anti-parents. I'm anti-school. I'm anti-everything, man. No, but... Microsoft is the worst. They are evil. Microsoft, do you think Microsoft understands the concept of consent? They have told me multiple times that my computer needs to update, and I have told them I do not want them to update my computer. And the only thing you can say is, maybe later. You cannot ever give them a no. I think that is insane, man. I do not understand how that is the world we live in. That you can't even tell them no. Why are you crashing my frames, fairy boy? Happy Pride, everyone. Come here. Okay, I'm not a big fan of that. Yeah, don't move too much. Seath the Scaleless. I do like his wings, though. I'm a big fan of the fairy dragon wings. Get stuck in a, like a... No. Okay. Yeah. I love the xylophones. Good job, Mokui Sakuraba. The xylophones were a very inspired touch for this match. Give me your tail. Don't do that. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I meant. You're being facetious. Oh my gosh. This is dumb. Don't move. Please stop moving your big fat stupid tail. Do a move. Yes. Please stop moving your big fat stupid tail. Come on. No. Will I ever get a hit on the tail? Dude, do something else. Stop spinning. I don't like this. Okay, we hit the tail, but I don't know if that was actually where the tail hitbox is to break it. Seath is such a mean poopy head. Well, he is also crashing my frames. I think the big problem is that you need to cut his tail to get the weapon, right? Tail weapons. Very fun. I like tail weapons a lot. But the problem is that he has very annoying moves surrounding that tail, and it's the very tip of the tail. It is not the whole tail. You need to hit the end of the tail, like there. Do you see that very end, the tip of it? That's what you need to hit in order to break it. It is not easy because his tail movesets are pretty strong. Come on, don't move. Oh, and he's very fast. He's a very fast spinner. We might not be able to get the tail. We might have to deal with the fact that we can't get to the tail. Please don't! Come on, man! Calm down for 4 seconds and let me get the tail. Urgh! Especially because tails are like 20% of the boss's health bar. No, he's doing it again. I swear to God, the tail is worth it. It is so worth it. Stream boo! Just gotta give the tip a light tapping. Yeah, I wish I had dragons hitting on me. Some people get all the way. How do we feel about dragons? How do we feel about dragons? Do they count as scalies? What are dragons like? Do they count as scalies? Oh, come on! I'm so mad, actually. I'm getting so tilted about this stupid tail. Because I want it. I want it bad. I want this stupid tail bad. And he is not working with me. He's doing everything in his power to make it that I do not get this tail. I'm actually kind of really getting tilted. Give me the tail! I have never seen him act like this before. And I don't know if it's just because I've gotten really lucky before, or if I'm getting really unlucky now. Or if I'm trying to use a really bad weapon for tail cut. I don't think that fixes it. I don't know if I'm using just a really bad weapon for tail cut. Come on, man! Give me the tail, brother! Don't just spin! Give me something that you get stuck doing so that I can get around to your backside and just give a quick smack. Just a quick smack. This is gonna take a long time. maybe the combustion. Maybe the combustion. Maybe the combustion. Maybe the combustion. Come on. Come on. He would have been so dead by now if I actually tried to kill him. Ah, that was a little bit of damage, but I don't know if it was in the tail hitbox. They're scalies unless they're like made to be super animalistic. Okay, interesting. What is an animalistic dragon? Are like empty-headed dragons, like the dragons in Warhammer? Okay, I don't think I'm hitting the tail hitbox is the problem. So I'm doing a ton of damage to him, but I'm not like actually getting to the point where I cut the tail. Yeah. Okay, no, not gonna get it there. So, I mean, dragons are real. It's hard to say they're purely animal straight up. Yeah, a lot of the times they're quite intelligent creatures. And I know that but like furries have to be intelligent too. Like the ponies. The ponies of My Little Pony fame are furry monsters, aren't they? Come on, give me the tail! I'm so mad at you, Seath. I'm gonna kick you in the balls so hard. Give me the tail! Okay. But he's like, his tail is in the stupid... I'm so mad at you, Seath. First, you crush my frames. Second, you hit me with curse. Third, you have the worst tail cut in the series, I think. Give tail! Ah! Please! Stop spinning! Give tail! Oh, and this move sucks balls. I hate you. I don't even know if we're close. I don't know if I've hit it in the correct hitbox enough. Because that's the thing, is that you have to hit it in the right place or you don't get it. It's very tip of the tail. And he is currently being super stuck in the wall. And being in front of him is like the last place you want to be, because then he puts the curse crystals on the ground. Okay, dude, do something else. That's what I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. That's why you don't want to be right in front of him, even though it brings out his, like, more intensive animations, because you just get stuck in the curse crystals. Come on. Come on. Give me the tail. Ah, piss off, brother. Give me the tail. I could have killed him 9 minutes ago if I wasn't trying to get his cool tail. I don't know if I just have a bad weapon for it. Give tail! Ugh! I'm so mad at you. Give tail! The next hit better give tail. Like, no, pony art is quite like furry art. They tend to do some ponies in their own subset, but yeah, furry. I'm pretty sure they're like super furry adjacent at least, right? I don't... The taxonomy of furry is fascinating to me, because I feel like people get mad. Pokemon is furry adjacent, right? Please do something. Oh my gosh. Ow! This is the worst moveset in the game. Give tail, jerk! I am making this so difficult on myself, I think. Ow! Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm out of Estus. I'm just gonna beat him to death. I'm just gonna beat him to death. I'm gonna try for one more hit, but if I take another hit like that... Yeah, I haven't been hitting him in the right place. If that didn't break the tail, that means that we're not hitting him in the right place. So we're just gonna have to beat him to death. He's really not a difficult boss. Very unfortunate. What he drops from his tail weapon is the Moonlight Greatsword. It is the Moonlight Greatsword, which is why I wanted it so bad, because that is like, you know, it's the soul's weapon. Just speaking of someone who was in the midst of it 15 years ago or whatever. Yeah, I never really got into... Yeah, his tail weapon is the Moonlight Greatsword. Like, it is the first usage of the Moonlight Greatsword in the Dark Souls series, which is why I wanted to get it so bad. But that is... actually getting to get... Because I'm telling you, it is the very tip of his tail. The hitbox for getting his tail is the very tip of his tail. And I think the time I remember doing it, I was using the Chaos Blade. And the Chaos Blade is a super long katana with a stabbing moveset that I was fast rolling in. And that weapon does a ton of damage, and you need to do about, I want to say it's about 15 to 20% of the boss's health bar just on the tail in order to cut it. Which is why I switched to a smaller weapon so that I had more opportunity. Because, yeah, I could probably have gotten it with 2 hits with the Demon Great Hammer, but actually landing those hits was tilting me, man. It was making me mad. I was a little bit less than happy trying to get that tail. So, sorry, no Moonlight Greatsword for this character. I wanted to get it really bad, but Seath the Scaleless was making me mad. So no! Not this time. Maybe next time. That's pretty much what I wanted to do for this session, though. Huh. I mean, I guess we could set up getting into Tomb of the Giants. Ow! These enemies are very good to farm. Oh, hello! Did you see how much he lifted me up? Interesting hitbox on that. Almost. These guys have very good drop rates of Twinkling Titanite. Twinkling Titanite and Purging Stones, actually. Pretty nice. Twinkling Titanite and Purging Stones are both good things to have, especially Twinkling Titanite. I remember farming a ton of these guys so that I could max out my my armor. Okay, Inthafin, you like percentages, right? You like doing math. Can you do some quick math for me? What do I need to be able to fast roll with 38.2 equip load? It's a lot, isn't it? Like, it is a pretty decent amount. The Moonlight Greatsword is probably... My favorite way to get the Moonlight Greatsword is probably in Demon Souls, actually. Because it is... just in a ball of slugs. I find that endlessly entertaining. The Moonlight Greatsword, making its debut in a Souls game, was in a ball of slugs. Good place to find it, I think. Good place to find it. Sad that we couldn't get it this time. Still mad at you, Seath. I will die mad at you, Seath. 38. It needs to be like 140 or something ridiculous like that, right? Demon Souls mentioned! Demon Souls, best video game ever made. I actually think the Moonlight Greatsword in Demon Souls is my favorite version of Demon Souls. Or my favorite version of Demon Souls. My favorite version of the Moonlight Greatsword. Specifically because it completely ignores shields, which is a baller trait, and it's a faith weapon. And I like faith weapons better than int weapons. In this game, it is associated with Seath the Scaleless and Crystal Magic. So that is why it is a int weapon. But I liked it as a faith weapon a lot. The worst version of the Moonlight Greatsword is in Dark Souls 3, because they made it a split damage weapon for some reason. I think lore-wise, it's not the true Moonlight Greatsword, which means that it's not completely magic damage. But that means it sucks balls, because split damage in Dark Souls 3 is really, 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 really bad. Split damage is really bad. The light roll for 38.4 is 153.6. That is rough. That is rough. That is unfortunate. Oh, if we were using the Great Club, we could have fast rolled with this. Oh, could you imagine? Oh, that is sad. It's because it's the Demon Great Hammer is 10 points heavier.
Hello there. This place is truly magnificent. More than expected even. As promised,
Dark Souls 2 Moonlight Greatsword can be infused, have pure physical, which is really funny because it makes the sword beams do no damage. That is pretty funny. And also really bad. I don't know why they decided to do that.
Ah. The secret of Seath's immortality. If you have fought him and were imprisoned, you must know that Seath is a true undead, different from ourselves. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. It is an effect of the...
You heard that audio glitch, right?
A sacred treasure pillaged by Seath when he turned upon the ancient dragons, so only by destroying the primordial crystal can you so much as scratch his hide. And it so happens, the primordial crystal is in the inner garden of these very archives, the Crystal Forest.
That's a little bit interesting. Did you guys hear that? Moonlight Greatsword in Dark Souls 2 looks pretty silly. Yeah, it's because infusions in Dark Souls 2 are pretty silly.
The knowledge here is limitless. I would absorb it, then share it with you.
Did you hear that glitch, though? He delivered the same line twice, just in two different ways. They didn't choose which version they wanted, I guess, or maybe they accidentally layered with two different takes. That's so funny. I have never heard that before. Okay, sure. I have never heard that before. Ah, that crystal hollow popped into place. No, no, no. No, no, no. You're dead. No, no, no. You're dead. How many dragon scales? We should have like 9. No, we have 9 dragon scales. So we could max out the dragon's tooth, which is 4 less than what we're having. Which 34, but even 34 with the Havel Ring will not be enough for fast roll. Not until quite late. Ah, I'm so sad that the large club gives us a fast roll. I'm so envious. Envious of it. I want that. I want that. Fast roll is my favorite way to play the game. And fast rolling with a big club is really silly. Especially if you're actually wearing armor. But, the price we pay for fashion. I like Seath's theme a lot. I think it's funny. We can make this a +5 armor. Yeah, see, we killed the stupid clams like one time and got a few crystal lizards, and then we could almost max out these armor pieces. Important. Need to kill clams. Pretty good defense. Alright. Where is the next... I think we were doing Izalith last, right? Are we doing Nito or Izalith last? How come there's no catacombs fast travel? Okay. Wait, actually, there's something cool I can show off in Firelink Shrine. There's something cool I can show off in Firelink Shrine. Also, I made this mistake. I used Anastasia's soul to buff my Estus Flask. So she is dead. I cannot use Firelink Shrine for the rest of the playthrough. Rip indeed. Rip indeed. I have a tendency to do that to myself because I usually kill Lautrec straight at the start to get his ring. So when I forget to do that, or when I do the Lautrec straight out, I tend to screw myself over.
Aye, Shemai.
Aye,
I didn't
Shemai.
expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
You guys might remember him from the depths. He sells the Master Key, which is pretty important. Master Key is a very important item to get. And then he also sells boss armor. The power of the moon was strong in Gwendolyn, and thus he was raised as a daughter. His magic silk garb is silk thin and hardly provides any physical defense. The crown of the gods demands faith immeasurable of its wearer, but it is imbued with dark moon power that enhances all magic. The image of the sun manifests Gwendolyn's deep adoration of the sun. Raised him as a daughter. Canonical femboy. Armor of Smo, the Executioner, protector of the cathedral at the forsaken city of Anor Londo. It offers extremely high defense and can be worn by humans, but not without great difficulty. You can get Smo's armor. Golem! Body of the Iron Golem, guardian of the ancient Sen's fortress, slayer of heroes who ventured forth to Anor Londo. Without its core, it is a mere hunk of iron, and can be equipped as solid protective gear, but its immense weight hinders stamina recovery. And then I like the... How come Xena never comes back?
Well,
How come
that is
they
a shame,
killed
but
Xena?
No matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us. Someday. Sometime.
Thanks, Domnall. You're a real one. It's sad that his armor never comes back. The armor of the glorious is pretty cool. No! Alright! I think that's gonna be good until we're back next Thursday. How about that, guys? I think we've done some pretty good work here.
Oh, there you are. Just so you know, Master Logan has left on his own again. It seems that he is still determined to find the famed regal archives in Anor Londo. I intend to search for him. Only before I leave, there is one thing I wish to do. You see, Master Logan has left most of his books. With them, I could teach you Logan sorcery. You have done much to assist me. Before I leave on this journey, I will teach you all that Logan has to share.
We need to go and...
Oh, hello. Then as promised.
We need to go grind out a ton of souls in order to get all of these spells. I think around 80,000 should cover it, and then he'll leave and we'll finish his quest. And then for Logan, we're going to need the same thing. But the problem is that we also need another 40,000 for his rings. Both of them are good rings, though. They're both good rings. So, we're going to need to do that.
All right. That'll do it. That should help you on your journey. May we meet again.
Unless he's just going to leave. I don't know. He might just leave. All right. Well, I had a great time. I hope everyone else did. We killed Seath the Scaleless. We finished Duke's Archives. We got a bunch of random stuff done. We're done with Quaylana. We can go say hello to her. Maybe sometime. Maybe someday. But thank you everyone for coming in to say hello. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I always do when you come in to say hi. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.